Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to BirdOPrey5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's BirdOPrey5 Qapla, and welcome to a Sunday morning AM stream. It's Sunday. And welcome Dan23. Hello Dan. He says, I got this notification on the video on my screen and it came on with before I even pressed it. Yes, well, I had to schedule the stream 10 minutes later, but I was ready to go live immediately. So I scheduled the stream for 7:10 or 7:05. And then as soon as I could, I just went live because you can go live early, but we're simulcasting to Facebook, as I do from time to time on the BirdOPrey5X Facebook page. And Facebook is stupid and they need you to you can go on as early as you want, but you have to set the premiere for at least 10 minutes after the time it is at the time you create it for some stupid reason. So, and then StreamYard only does it in 5-minute increments. So, it was 6:53, which means I would have to set it for 7:03, but I can't because it's 5-minute increments. So I had to set it for 7:05. And then so YouTube thinks it's coming on at 7:05. But then as soon as it's ready, I hit, start. And then Facebook nor YouTube care that I start 10 minutes early. And so we get the situation we have this morning. And basically, anytime I'm ready to go live, I just do it that way. Now, yeah, you say, well, why not just go instantly live in StreamYard, which is a possibility. But if you go instantly live in StreamYard, you cannot provide a thumbnail, and StreamYard would update that functionality. Right now, the only way you can provide a custom thumbnail in StreamYard is if you schedule the video for later. So if I want to put in a custom thumbnail, I have to schedule the video. Otherwise, it's a hell of a lot more work to go live, then go to YouTube, and then add a custom thumbnail. It's ridiculous. Which is actually StreamYard is very receptive to I can't say enough good things about StreamYard, to be honest. They're a very good company. They're well worth the $25 a month or so it costs for their premium membership. But I should tell them what I want. I want a way to put in a thumbnail without scheduling it, and I think they'd probably add it in the not too distant future. So that's I always forget, because every time you end a video, it asks, is there anything they could do better? And usually I just skip over it because, well, to be fair, usually I'm just in a rush and I don't have time to type in a form right then and there. Anyway, good morning, Mountains of Elysium, or for afternoon, early afternoon, late morning. It says, greetings, BirdOPrey5X, MomOPrey, SisOPrey, NephewOPrey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Mountains of Elysium. It's just me and MomOPrey here this morning. SisOPrey and NephewOPrey are hopefully home. Dan, yeah, it doesn't seem to be many people. Well, Dan, this was a last-minute stream. It's a Sunday morning stream. I haven't done a Sunday morning streams in a long time. So the usual crowd, probably. Also, it's the BirdOPrey5X channel, which of course only has 100 and something subscribers. So I wasn't expecting it to be a particularly big stream. It's slow, quiet, pre-anti-tracker stream. If anybody shows up, they show up. If they don't, I talk anyway. Mountain says, greetings to Sassy, Chaser, Cats, Eater of Cookies, Stalker of Cardinals, Defiler of Cushions, and Scourge of the Squirrels. Aroo! And if I'm not yelling, it's because MomOPrey is still half asleep. I don't want to wake her up completely. Dan23 says, I agree with you on Facebook. Yeah, it's just a stupid rule. 47 Yorktown says, good morning, young sir. Good morning to you, 47 Yorktown, if it's still morning. And I know the people in the chat don't tend to come on the stream much, but I will put the link in if anybody wants to come up, or anybody who hasn't said hello yet but is listening or watching. The link to the panel, PANEL, Joe. It helps if you spell basic words correctly. There we go. In my defense, my keyboard backlight had bugged out. I have to reset the keyboard backlight software. So stupid. Okay, why does this keyboard backlight even need software? So the problem with backlit keyboards, this is the second computer I've had with one. The first one, it was rock solid. It was always not, and I'm not talking rock solid, our friend in Texas or Illinois, wherever, Illinois. I'm talking rock solid as in always worked, never a problem. Turned on instantly, even when I moved the mouse. On this computer, which is honestly significantly more expensive, but less well designed, keyboard shuts off automatically if you don't touch a key within like 30 seconds. Okay. But the problem is it doesn't turn on until you touch a key, and then it doesn't turn on instantly. It just slowly turns on once you touch a key. And moving the mouse or the touchpad, that doesn't turn on the light. And like right now, it's already turned itself off from when I typed in whatever I typed in. So now I could hit the space bar and it will slowly turn on. And now it's maybe at max brightness, just about now. So the problem with the backlit keyboard is that when it's on, it's great. But when it's off, it's 10 times harder to see than the non-backlit keyboard. And it just pisses me off. Okay, this keyboard has always pissed me off on this. So what I did, though, recently was on the Stream Deck that Anti-Trekker sent me. And a big thanks again to Anti-Trekker for sending that to me. I had only been using it for XSplit. And it really can do a hell of a lot more than just YouTube stuff. So recently, I don't know, about a month or two ago, when there was an XSplit update and I had to redo most of the buttons on the StreamYard. Anyway, I decided to do it correctly this time. And instead of making my YouTube stuff the main page, I made YouTube a subpage of the main page. So now on the very main page, I have added a one button option that I just press it and it turns on the keyboard backlight. So I never have to go out of an application and find the keyboard software and reload it. Now it's just boom, if the computer's on, no matter what software I'm in, I press it, keyboard light comes back on. So that's a big help. Also, not that anybody cares, I added system volume up and down and mute, because for those who don't know, obviously my laptop is very close to me when I sleep at night because it's on my table of stuff. So I do close the laptop, but I often forget to lower the volume before I close it. And so over the night, I'm still getting notifications and they come on full volume. That can get annoying. So it was always a big deal to open the laptop and then adjust the volume, because this should be called Sunday morning complaining stream. I'm sorry, because I have a second screen, right? So what I do is I keep the security cameras on the second screen at night, which is always on, dim, but it's on. So if I open the laptop in the middle of the night to lower the volume, besides having to move all the remote controls I put on top of it, which is 4, plus my glasses, plus a roll of paper towels. So before having to remove all those things, then open the laptop, the first thing that happens is for whatever reason, Windows says, "Oh, we detected a new display," and it moves my entire security camera system from the monitor I want it to be on to the monitor that I just opened. So then I have to move that back, which is a complicated key press, Windows key, Shift, and right arrow to move it back over. And then I got to first then go lower the volume. And so it's a whole production. And then I usually say it's not worth it. And I just try to go back to sleep despite there being louder and louder notifications all through the night. So I said, F it. And then I put this finally. When I first bought this computer 2+ years ago, I was like, there's got to be some way of lowering the volume without me reopening the computer. And I almost bought, there was this like $50 accessory that was just a button and knob that would plug into a USB port and would let you assign functions. And I almost bought it just for lowering the volume at night. But I saved $50 by not buying it and just trying really, really, really hard to lower the volume. And remember, and I was doing pretty good for a while. But then after I got the Stream Deck, I was like, I knew I could program it to do it, but it literally took another 2 years or a year and a half, I don't know, year plus for me to actually go ahead and program it correctly. So this is Sunday morning complaining with BirdOPrey5. Mountains of Elysium saying it's just noon here now. Okay, so I almost made it. Dan23 says at 12:03 UK time, so lunch period. Well, happy afternoon then. Dan says, I don't want people to think it's midnight. Lol. No, I knew it wasn't midnight. Dan says, when I was younger, I had a PSP handheld video game console. I wish had lights around the button so you could see it when it was darker. I had the PSP. I guess I never played it in the dark. Yeah, but those would be cool backlit. Dan23 says, videos on YouTube can be different volumes because people have different microphones and sound. Yes, this is true. Good morning, LDG Pixels. Welcome. 47 Yorktown says 8:07 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time here in Eastern Canada. 8:07. Oh, Eastern Canada. Wow, that's right. That's right. Captain Track says good morning. Good morning, Captain Track. Mountains of Elysium says greetings to Captain Track. 47 Yorktown says hello. Put in the link again. Oh, and there we go. Good morning, Captain Track.
Good morning.
How goes it?
All right. What about you?
Apparently, I'm using the morning to complain about everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what else is there to complain about?
I don't know. I'm sure I can find something. It's just a whole chain of complaining. Although, actually, now that you bring it up and we actually have more than one person here, I do want to do something that's the opposite of complaining. I want to shout something out. And that would be a new Star Trek fan production that perhaps everybody else has heard about. But me, I think I tweeted it out. But for those who don't do the tweet, it's called Pacific 201, a Star Trek fan production. And it's available on YouTube. It's been up for about a week. So that's what I'm saying. I think probably most people who care might know, but there is the link to it. It's a 15-minute or so Star Trek fan production taking place about or prior to or just after Enterprise. I guess it's just after Enterprise. And I thought it was pretty good for a fan production. The quality was pretty decent. I know it's the acting was pretty decent. decent story, kept me interested, and I can't wait for part 2. So I would strongly recommend anybody who is interested. I see it doesn't have a like because this is the BirdOPrey5X channel, but I will give them a second like. I assure you, I liked it on the regular BirdOPrey5 channel. Yeah, I suggest anybody who's interested, check it out.
Wow.
If you're a Trek fan, I'll give them an extra subscribe too. If you're a Trek fan, you probably enjoy it. Have you seen it, Captain Trek?
No, I haven't. This is the first I've heard about it.
Okay, so good. Then I'm doing something good. That it'll get out
Absolutely.
there. Yeah, and you can see they've got, what is that, 4,000 likes and only 97 dislikes. I would guess the 97 dislikes are from like the worst types of millennials who can't follow a coherent story. And if you're going to watch your cell phone and just keep the audio on in the background and say you're watching it, don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't bother. I gotta.
Right now it's showing 5.8K likes and 169 dislikes.
Really? Oh, look at that. I guess I had this open for the tab open for a while. Okay, so 169 losers, almost 6,000 people who enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Close to 6,000 intelligent people and 170 people who are questionable.
This woman with the glasses, there's something weird about her. I don't want to spoil it, but we don't know. I guess we'll wait till part 2, but man, something's up. Something's up with her. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me show you the ship. There it is. There it is. It's a pretty cool looking ship.
Oh yeah.
They go, as with many fan films recently, the ship shots are some of the best because basically they're professional.
Mm-hmm.
Even if this was on CBS All Access or whatever, they're probably not going to do a better job. In fact, I'd say the fans probably do a better job because if you look at the detail put into this modeling, it's incredibly impressive. They could have had a flat nacelle like TOS, but they went in there and just the time it takes to make all these 3D changes and each little rivet or whatever, that's dedication.
Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful ship. I wouldn't mind. Certainly better looking than the Discovery. I wouldn't mind a model of this ship.
Now I can ask which one before or
which
after
Discovery?
Yeah.
It's better than both Discoveries. It's better than both. So we'll leave that up for a little bit for anybody new who comes in. Check out Pacific 201. Dan23 says, complain about the original PSP handheld console with its on-off button. Oh, that's right, next to the controls.
Oh.
And you can have battery power, turn it off, then later turn it back on and there's no power and go to recharge it. Yeah, I got to recharge it. And Dan says, I've heard of Star Trek Pacific fan production before, but I didn't care for how the ship looked. Well, listen, obviously everything's not everybody's cup of tea, but I'll tell you, you don't see the ship. Unfortunately, I like the ship, but unfortunately, you really don't see the ship outside much because it's mostly takes place, like most tracks do, inside the ship. So you really, aside from this particular scene, I'm not sure there's any other great shots of the ship. There's some shots where it does, it's flying a bit, but 95% plus of the footage takes place inside the ship or on other planets. So you really, you don't have to worry about what the ship looks like. It's still a very decent story. Yeah, okay. It happens. Not everybody loves every ship.
No.
Dan says, I wish Star Trek had used the Daedalus class ship more. Well, I believe as a fan production, I'm not sure they're allowed to use any official classes of ships anymore. I'm not sure. Because this is one that tries to follow the Paramount or CBS rules, which I think they should just say F you and we're going to put it out anyway and sue us. But of course, it's easy for me to say when I'm not part of the production. I would completely understand that if I was my name being hauled into court, I would have a different opinion. Mountains of Elysium says non-flat nacelles. Non-flat nacelles, probably the reason for all the downvotes. Anita probably used all her accounts to hit the dislike 100 plus times. It was very possible. Very possible. And good morning, NB Geek.
Hey, Cap. Hey, Bird. Qapla.
Qapla.
Hey, what's this nice looking ship?
This is a Star Trek fan production called Pacific 201. It's been on YouTube about a week. And it's about 18 minutes long with the credits. I strongly recommend watching it when you get the chance. This is part 1. There'll be a second part coming out in December, so only a month away. We don't have to wait a year.
It's a nice looking ship.
I thought so.
What's its classification?
I have no idea. It appears to be a science vessel of some sort. I think they even call it a science vessel.
Looks like a little offshoot of kind of the Constellation, or what was the Stargazer? Was it Constellation
That was
class?
Constellation,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Constellation. Looks like a little bit of a hybrid Constellation class kind of style.
Right,
Just with the
yeah.
nacelles on top versus having 2 on top, 2 on the bottom.
I could see that. Although I believe this is well before, it's definitely well before TNG, well before TOS. This is taking place shortly after Enterprise, I believe. The uniforms,
that might make it more the Intrepid class style.
The uniforms are more Enterprise-like.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Cool. I'm looking forward to watching it.
You can see.
Have you seen it, Captain Truck?
Nope. I didn't even hear about it till today.
This might be what I saw. This might be what I saw on Twitter a few minutes ago. I was surfing through Twitter and somebody was talking about a fan-made project, and
that could have been me.
Oh yeah, it was Orville Nation, I think, was the one who put this on.
Oh, okay. I tweeted this out the other day.
Oh no,
I was going to bring it up on my Friday Bed Life, but I forgot to bring it up.
Oh no, this was actually what I'm talking about. Is something completely different.
Oh, okay.
No problem.
So put the link out one more time. I'll actually say what it is for.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't expect to see. Hasbro is streaming G.I. Joe right now.
Oh, they've been doing that for months.
Yeah, that's the first I've seen it pop up. I was like, wow, that's interesting.
Hasbro has a streaming service?
No, they're doing it on YouTube.
They have a channel on YouTube.
Yeah. And there's
they
267 people watching the oh yeah, they started this. Okay, started streaming November 6, 2020. Well, I gotta admit that's kind of cool. Oh, I
I've been
always liked
watching it.
Cobra Commander with that hood,
Yeah.
the cloth one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always liked that one better. I always liked that Cobra Commander toy better. Although I was gypped, I thought we'd be able to take the damn thing off when I was a kid.
I know.
I was so disappointed. I was like, no.
Thank you, LDG. He sent me a link to the second monitor situation on Windows. And I believe I've already read how to stop it, but I'm not going to do that. You have to remove something from your hardware. And then the problem is if I do this, I didn't read the whole thing, but if I read this, then it keeps my monitor on the entire time. I'll read it when I get a chance. But if it is the same fix that I found after a lot of searching, the problem is that it keeps the monitor. I could stop it from resetting every time I closed it,
Mm-hmm.
but it would then keep the laptop monitor on while it was closed, which it seems like it's just a way to kill the monitor because I leave my laptop on 24/7, 365, and I don't need the monitor running 24/7, 365. Half the time it's closed. But I will take a look. Thank you. He says, I don't know if it's what you meant, but check your Twitter. I sent you a link that disables Windows Monitor Detect. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the problem is that the only way to disable it is that when you close it, it just doesn't know that the monitor, it doesn't know the laptop's been closed. So it just keeps your first monitor on all the time, which does disable the feature, but it at the expense of a constantly on closed monitor. So yeah, it wasn't ideal, but I appreciate the link. I did put significant time into looking for a fix.
Yeah, that's a shock. Significant time. Yeah, that I know you. When you
I mean, it
search,
could be
you
out
search.
there, but I eventually just gave up. It's like, and the problem is you do so many searches and everybody's like, oh, you want to do this? Like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do what I search for. Damn it, Google. And I know. Damn it, Google. No, I didn't mean this. If I meant that, I would have typed that.
It's a really good looking ship design. I'm sorry, I'm listening while I'm kind of looking at it. I'm not
Yeah,
listening, I'm
no
not like
problem.
hearing it. I'm just kind of. It's a really nice ship design.
What do we got here? Oh, okay. We got the website. Thank you, Dan. Let's bring up the website for Pacifica 201. Or Pacific 201, excuse me. Be nice if I got the name of it correct. A bold new Star Trek fan film. There we go. Oh, and you can support the project. The trailer. I don't think this scene shows in the movie, but it's okay. The year is 2200. Okay. For decades, 4 decades have passed since the devastating Romulan War, and mankind is eager to resume peaceful exploration of the stars. Hopes and dreams ride with the launch of Earth's newest starship, but the final frontier is full of untold dangers, and it will take a crew of incredibly brave and incredible bravery and fortitude to boldly go into the unknown. Pacific 201 is a fan-made hobby project made in our free time as a celebration of what Star Trek means to us. Everybody involved is a volunteer. We got that's the commander, first officer, I believe. I don't know who they are. And
I'll tell
that's
you
the
what, bet
guy.
it's going to be better than Discovery.
Hello.
It's unfortunate that one company had to ruin it for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Pixels.
Morning, guys.
Hey, LDG Pickles.
Good morning. Hey, Bird. Just
Are you
when you
awake?
get a moment, read that link because I thought of that. The link I
Okay.
sent you, it stops Windows from effing with your primary display. It doesn't actually keep your monitor on, from my understanding.
Oh,
So you can go to
okay.
sleep like normal, but it disables Windows detection. So you got to do that fix while your screens are set up properly. So when you go to sleep, Windows doesn't trigger the automatic, oop, the screen's off, so let me screw with all your Windows primary settings. So it should be the fix you're looking for, but give it a try
Okay.
later, and hopefully
Thank
it
you.
helps. Yeah, because that's
I
a
will
pain in
read
the ass,
through
what
it.
I heard you say. So, yeah, totally. I have the same issue. Having to keep
Welcome,
switching
Mr.
back and forth.
Londell's Groovy Movies. Good morning, Mr. Londell.
Hey,
Hey, Mr.
morning,
Lundell.
everybody.
Good morning, guys.
Commander
Those were some-
Lundell's Groovy Movies on
Got
USA
some
up
good
all
sleep
night.
last night.
Those were
I
some
can
funny
tell.
episodes last night, LDG.
So,
Married with Children.
oh hell
Are
yeah!
you okay, LDG?
Hey, welcome,
I'm
Jeff
fine, man.
Franklin.
Just
Good morning,
waking
Jeff.
up.
Good morning,
Seems
Bert.
everybody's waking up now.
Yeah,
So
waiting
for
on the coffee to brew.
those who weren't here for
Oh.
it, I forgot to mention this on Bed Life, but Pacific 201, it's out now. It is a Star Trek fan film. It's free on YouTube, and it's pretty good. I watched it. There'll be a second part next month.
It's currently gotten 125,000 views since November of
Wow.
13. That's pretty
And
good
it's,
for.
I think, what they say, almost 6,000 likes and only 169 downvotes.
Yep.
So
Actually, I'm going to give it a like right now.
nice. Well,
I
that's
can
not
tell
cool.
flat out from the visuals. I don't even need to hear it. I can tell just by looking at the visuals and stuff. I'm going to like this. And I've got the. My wife got me doing this now, so it's almost impossible for me to watch a movie without subtitles on anymore. So
Yeah.
I have the subtitles on for everything, so I could like just read what's going on. I'm like, damn, this looks gorgeous.
This has
There are certain-
subtitles, which is good because
Yeah.
I'll be honest, the last Star Trek film I tried to watch had no subtitles, and it really, which wouldn't have been terrible, except that the audio was so garbled that I couldn't, going from high to low. So even my TV on highest volume, I still couldn't hear what people were saying in some scenes. And I honestly, I just gave up watching it, which is a shame because visually it looked pretty good. But, like a YouTube channel, if you can't hear what the person's saying, it really doesn't matter how good the video looked.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I kind of feel bad because that was a full feature film length Trek movie. What was it called? Final Frontier? Not Final Frontier. Something Frontier.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy said that at some point he'll remix the audio, but I don't understand why they didn't at least just let YouTube generate the captions. If you're not gonna put in your own captioning, then let YouTube generate the captions. It would have been something I could at least watch, made it tolerable.
Was it
Right.
Chasing the Frontier?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever came out like 6 months ago about Frontier,
Oh,
maybe 4 months ago. I don't know. Time has no meaning anymore.
yeah. Well, this one I was
Yeah.
thinking about was older, and it was basically warp experiments, I think.
This was the first captain. This was Captain Robert April of the Enterprise. That's what it took. That's what it was about. April
yeah,
taking
okay,
over the
yeah.
Enterprise.
Yeah, he was kind of like PTSD.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that. You're right. It's a good one, but yeah, the sound dialogue is kind of really messed up.
Apparently, if you watch it on your computer, it's not too bad. But
It's
I'm not
called
gonna
First Frontier.
First Frontier. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch a 2-hour movie on my laptop with the earbuds in.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to watch it on the TV. MomOPrey would like it, but we couldn't hear anything. Jan 23.
You bring up Robert. Oh, sorry. You bring up Robert April. I'm thinking, man, that would be a nice, not with the current leadership over at CBS, but that would be a nice animated series they could do. The early, Captain Robert April's time on the Enterprise when it was a brand new first captain of the Enterprise. I wouldn't mind a series like that.
Not now. A few years maybe.
Oh yeah, a few years from now. I'm not talking about with the current group of idiots running Star Trek.
No,
Thank
doing
you,
it.
Dan.
Why are you giving them? Why are you giving them credit? They're not idiots. They're fucking morons. Stop giving them too much credit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's an insult to idiots.
Exactly.
Right.
And let's just leave Captain April in the hands of us unwashed amateurs. We know what we're doing, evidently. Just looking at the stills of this, okay, this looks pretty good. I have to. I rarely judge a book by its cover, but this cover is interesting me.
Dan 23 says the YouTuber EC Henry has made a number of videos about Pacific 201. If you want to know the facts about it, well, I do know EC Henry is in the opening title credits, so I assumed he was, if not the driving force, a driving force behind this film. I'll be honest, I recognize his name, but I don't think I watch many of his videos. Not that I have anything against the guy, I don't recall ever watching too much of his stuff. Eastland says Alan Dean Foster and Disney. If that's as interesting, Google sci-fi for me TV and find the interview with that author.
I've seen a lot of Alan Dean Foster interviews when it comes to Star Wars.
I was in an Alan Dean Foster interview on Orville Nation's channel.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did interview him.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was the high point of Anti-Tracker's life. It seems he keeps talking about that Alan Dean Foster interview.
Actually, I don't think people.
One of the high points.
Well, one thing I think people don't really realize sometimes is Alan Dean Foster is technically the first writer of what was called the EU back then.
The what?
The EU, the Star Wars Extended
Universe.
Extended
Universe.
Yeah, he was actually literally the grandfather of writing it. He wrote the first Star Wars book and the first Star Wars sequel book. He ghost wrote, if you look at Star Wars, the book itself, the original Star Wars book, it says George Lucas wrote it, but it was actually Alan Dean Foster who wrote the book. He was a ghostwriter for that one, or shadow writer, however they refer to it. And then the second book that was written was Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which was meant to be a low-budget, possible sequel if Star Wars didn't do as well as it did. So Alan Dean Foster actually wrote the first two books in the expanded universe.
Eastland Burkholder says, I want a new franchise. Well, we've got the Orville, for at least another season at some point. We've got The Expanse. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it does exist.
Cobra Kai.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about sci-fi. Yeah, we do have Cobra Kai. Don't get me wrong. I love Cobra Kai. It's definitely one of the top, probably hard pressed between the Orville and Cobra Kai as what's a better TV show.
Never seen it.
But you've never seen Cobra Kai?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen The Karate Kid?
Yes, I have seen the first 3 films.
That's all you need to see to watch Cobra Kai.
Oh my God, Jeff, I envy you. Do you have Netflix?
No.
Did you?
No, I have CBS All Access for this crap Trek they're giving us.
Go download the Pluto app.
Pluto or whatever. Yeah. Wait, is it on Pluto?
It probably is.
Pluto's CBS.
I'd be surprised if it is.
Yeah, Pluto's owned by CBS. I have Pluto.
It's owned by It's owned by Viacom. Viacom
Right.
owns CBS.
Right, but Cobra Kai has nothing to do with Viacom. Cobra Kai was originally a YouTube original production, and then it got sold to Netflix.
Oh,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
There's no reason that would be on Pluto. I'd say use the free trial, Jeff, and because they're only half-hour episodes. It is amazing. It's funny, it's witty, it's true to the original. If you're, I mean, I wasn't even that big of a Karate Kid fan. I'm a bigger fan of Cobra Kai than I ever was the original Karate Kid movie, because basically it takes 80s characters and puts them in the 2020s or the 20 teens. It started in like 2018.
Right.
I mean, like, just some of my favorite scenes is like you just, okay, maybe 90s, you're putting 90s dialogue into a 2020 film, and you've got, you know, these kids that are all kind of like snowflakes, and they come to a guy who's like still in 1989 mentality, and like, I've got asthma. And he pulls away the inhaler and throws it on the floor. He's like, not anymore, you don't.
I like that scene where he's like, "Are you one of those special kids?" The doctors say I may be on the spectrum. Well, I don't know what that means, but you better get off of it pronto.
It's, I don't know. I find it hilarious.
Next time you come in here, I want to hear some real music. Put some Guns N' Roses on. Who's that? I'm going to act like I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
My favorite episode, honestly, has got to be from season 2 when they go on that bike ride, that motorcycle ride with the kids from the original movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was a great episode. I freaking love that episode.
I don't want to give too much away, but yes.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying the episode with them riding their motorcycles together is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, give it a shot, man. I think you might like it.
Definitely,
Okay.
Jeff.
It's one of those franchises that actually honors the original and honors the fans while still appealing to new people. And
I mean, what Trek should be doing.
Oh yeah, what Star Trek should be doing. Yeah, exactly.
And they do diversity without it being pushed in your face.
Yep.
Right? Like I love all the to quote the kids. I love all the students. They all have great personalities. They're all different. They're very diverse casts. You know, for the kid. Now, obviously, LaRusso and what's his face are white, or well, LaRusso's Italian. But
yeah, LaRusso's Italian. Johnny's white. Miguel is, I believe, Hispanic. I'm not sure what type. I forgot what Hispanic country his family's from.
He's just Latinx. Okay, that's it. He's Latinx. The title nobody likes, Latinx. Clearly created by a white person, because no Hispanic or Latino person would ever put an X at the end of a word.
No. In fact, just about every Latino I've ever met does not refer to themselves as that.
Nobody does. Only white people.
No, they refer to themselves as either original country of origin for family.
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Rico, Mexico, Cuba, you name it. Brazil, Argentina. They don't refer to themselves as Hispanic. They refer to themselves as, their family's country of origin or culture of origin, even if they're second or so generation in. They refer to themselves that way. Yeah, my family's from Brazil. They don't refer to themselves as Spain. They refer to themselves as Brazilians.
Dan23 says, I like the E.C. Henry video about Star Trek TOS spray bottles. I must be missing something, Dan, because I have no idea what that is, but it sounds interesting.
The only time I remember a spray bottle was in that episode with the governor that Kirk was on the planet of, where this governor massacred half the people.
The Conscience of the King.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now that one I do remember a spray bottle in. Because if you remember, the guy who actually was getting poisoned was actually Riley. And if you remember Riley, he was in, was it, oh God, the one where everybody is drunk off their ass.
Yeah.
And he's singing an Irish song the whole time.
Oh,
And he keeps repeating
the
that
Naked
song.
Time.
Yes.
Oh, Naked Time, thank you.
Yeah. Mountains of Elysium says Disney is keeping all of Alan Dean Foster's royalties. They say they are not obliged to pay him as they bought the franchise, are entitled to the profits, but not the obligation to pay the creator. That sounds like a ridiculously easy lawsuit. Although it's Disney, so I guess nothing's easy, but
No.
Jesus. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Nobody has ever bought something in Hollywood and then not been able to pay the people who are entitled to the royalties. At least
Well, considering how shitty Disney is doing business-wise, I'm not surprised.
I don't know. It just, I'm sure that's probably what got said, but it just seems like we're getting one side of a story.
True.
It's something that, I mean, that egregious to me. I just, it's the kind of thing that puts out the warning flag for me.
Mhm.
Like, it requires additional
Research.
evidence before I believe it completely.
Mhm.
I
I'm
agree with
sure
you, Bert.
Disney's doing something. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, their own business, quarterly report kind of paints a bad picture.
Yeah, I don't.
Didn't
I
they
don't
try
think
to
it was
didn't they
as
try to
bad as
manipulate
it-
the numbers? And people
They
were, and
all-
everybody
only
on
the front
YouTube was
nut-
calling, okay, we're looking at the papers, you're full of shit.
That was
It's only the
last
front
quarter.
numbers, not the back numbers. Their back numbers are completely different.
Eastman says not a new Star Trek, but a new blank company that trades in a blank galaxy with theme music no one has heard
Mhm.
yet. New franchise. I understand.
I
Just
want
a whole
an
new
adventure in space.
basically like an Orville, but one that gets produced on time and regularly, and not with 2-3 years between seasons.
Well, that's
And
just
hell,
because
it
we're
wouldn't
greedy
hurt to have
Americans.
22 episode seasons either.
Another thing is, I
was gonna say Lost in
Originally-
Space on Netflix too. I'd throw into the vat of new sci-fi that was decent.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to the final season of that.
No, I have seen Lost in Space, and I enjoyed it. The second season was better than the first,
I agree.
and apparently it's only going to run 3 seasons.
Son
Yep.
of a bitch.
Yep,
The-
they've already
the next
confirmed
season will
third
be the
season will be the
last.
last.
You know what? That's probably okay because let's face it, the longer shows run, the more they get screwed up.
Well,
look at
it
this.
was conceived as a 3-season story,
Okay.
so
Whatever.
See, I like the fact that if they do, when you can commit to that idea. And I don't know about anybody else here, but I'll be honest, I'm not in the mood to start watching a show that has 22, 23 episodes a season anymore. I'm just not in the mood for it.
I
Huh?
am
I'd
You
do
are?
it if it
I
was
want-
halfway decent.
real. Yeah. These 10
Maybe it's just a
episode
personal
seasons are
thing.
shit. That's bullshit. That's not a season. That's not even a half a season.
Okay, if the
26
show's gonna
episodes
maybe I
could be a
should rephrase
season.
it. Okay, let me rephrase that. I probably should have said it this way. If you're going to do an episodic show or a mini serialized show like Enterprise did at the last season, where it was like 2-3 episode story arcs, okay, that I could probably work with. But if you're going to try and do like they did with like WB's done or CW now that it's been called, sorry, it's
Mhm.
not been called WB forever. That was back when they actually had decent shows on. That was back when they had Seventh Heaven, Buffy, Angel. God, I could probably come up with a few other list of ones. I miss that damn frog.
That's right. Isn't there a new Battlestar Galactica on Peacock, or when does that come out?
Oh, they're going to screw that up. They should leave.
It hasn't come out yet, I take it.
I heard
I don't-
Sci-Fi was in the thoughts of doing it, but I don't think they've.
No, it's Peacock.
it's Peacock. It is a Peacock production.
Peacock.
Isn't that the idiots who are doing the new Saved by the Bell that looks like absolute garbage?
I think so.
Probably.
Is that like NBC's thing?
Yeah, that's it. That's
That
all
is.
Yeah.
NBC properties.
NBC, Peacock, yeah.
Well, it took me a while to put the Peacock and the NBC together. I haven't watched regular TV in a long time.
Mhm. Same here.
I haven't had satellite in I think 6-7 years now.
Yeah, I think NBC overestimates the percentage of the population that identifies peacocks with their network. I highly doubt younger people, especially,
Well, yeah, younger
Even
people
though-
wouldn't.
Yeah.
that they're a peacock. That they just thought it was a bird, probably a gay bird. That they had as their logo.
But I mean-
Eastland says, not asking anyone to believe me. There's discussion there with details and legal theories and events threaded out. I believe you. I don't know. There seems like there's probably more to the story. I'm not saying anything against you, Eastland. Believe me. It seems like a very bold thing for Disney to say, F you, we're not paying original creators if it's so cut and dry that he's entitled to the royalties, because it just seems like if they're sure, if he's sure he's entitled to the royalties, then it seems like something that eventually he'd win in a lawsuit, and then Disney would not only have to pay the royalties but interest plus his legal fees, and it just, I don't know.
No, but check Clownfish. I think they did a video on something like that. It was either Clownfish or maybe it was Geeks and Gamers, because something like that has come up in my feed. I know that.
Dan says original Star Trek Discovery was supposed to be 3 seasons and then a Section 31 show. That's interesting.
Oh,
Problem is nobody wanted a Section 31 show.
Right. Nobody wanted new Trek that was not Trek, but we keep getting Trek that ain't Trek. So and then
When is Trek not Trek?
when Bad Robot does it.
Anything after 2005 with the name Trek on it,
Yeah.
garbage.
Pretty much.
Why do you think?
Pretty much.
Why do you think we keep turning to fan films? Okay.
Because they actually.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think the
know what-
Orville
actually
is so
give a
damn
shit?
successful? The Orville's successful because we all love it because we know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original TOS is supposed to be 5 years.
Hey,
It's pretty
technically,
bold to put it in. It's 5-year mission to explore strange new worlds.
technically, you could say they got it with the 2 seasons of TAS.
Well,
Wow,
the second season was
season
short,
of
so
animated series was
basically,
like 6 episodes.
basically you have 4. If you put both of those seasons together,
Yeah.
you would have a
Yeah.
4th season. But that's
Yeah.
Okay, I could work with that. I don't care. I still say TAS. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna try and tell me that TAS is not canon, but all the rest of that shit that CBS is putting out is canon, okay, nope, I'm calling bullshit. I don't care what you say.
They may as well canonize it. Same main characters, minus one. Okay, they may as well.
I did like how in Lower Decks they did bring in the 3-armed, 3-legged guy that was kind of, I know that was supposed to be an homage to TAS, and I was like, well, that was actually
Mhm.
one of the times I was like, that was actually a nice move.
They actually had several references to the animated series in Lower
Yes, they did.
Decks.
Hell, they pulled a picture from it, for God's sakes.
Huh.
They pulled a
I-
TAS picture from it. It looked like a picture from TAS of Kirk and Spock.
I heard about the movie too, a Battlestar Galactica movie, also supposed to be coming out on Peacock.
Mhm.
Peacock? And yes, in Lower Decks, they definitely pulled that still on the pad from animated series. or at least they drew it in the style of the animated series.
Right.
All right, remind me in Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. What's his name? The guy who played Admiral Adama.
Edward James Olmos.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. I knew it was James something. Ugh, I'm going to be hard pressed to find. I'm going to be hard pressed to see anybody else playing Commander Adama.
Yeah,
I'm hard pressed. The guy is just too great an actor.
he looked like a.
he was
He
awesome.
looked like a seasoned military officer.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
I don't know if they're still doing it, but he's been in the show Mayans for the last few seasons. Mayans has been the sequel to Sons of Anarchy, like the motorcycle club.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the last live show. That was the last show I watched live. I would stay up to watch it.
Now they've got Mayans, which is, of course, they're based in California and they're back and forth over the border. But they occasionally meet with the Sons of Anarchy. They're in the same universe type thing. And he's the father of two of the members. And he had, right now he's just a butcher, but he used to have something more to do with it. He's great. I watched the show really just for him.
Now, question: when you say they meet up with some of the SOA guys, is it the Charming Charter they actually meet up with? Because I was under the impression the Mines takes place further south.
Once in a while, they do meet up with the same charter.
Okay.
But they meet up with all types of biker gangs.
Yeah, because we have to remember they all have different charters. So the Mayans, and Sons of Anarchy, they have, of course, charters in different areas, as most bikers do.
Right.
That's why I was curious if it was the Charming Sam Crow.
Charming? Was that the name of him?
No, that was the name of the town that Sam Crow was in.
Okay. I think they definitely meet with them at least once, and they meet with some other Sam Crows as well. They kind of left this last season on a cliffhanger. It's been a while now that I think about it. I haven't checked if they got canceled or not. I hope they didn't. And just speaking of other good TV that I've been watching, I'd have to throw in Yellowstone. That's on the Paramount
God, I've
Network.
heard people have been telling me about that.
Yeah, Yellowstone. It's kind of a Western. It's kind of like a Western type thing.
I've been meaning to check that out.
Brought up to modern standards, and it's on the Paramount Network, so I'm guessing it could be on CBS All Access at some point once it's already been upgraded. Maybe it's out, maybe it's on there too. I'm not sure. But it deals with a lot of Montana ranch or Wyoming, wherever the hell they are, and Native American stuff, and like I always liked Longmire, obviously because Katie Sackhoff was on it.
Yes,
that helped a lot. But I like Longmire for what it was. Now, Longmire and this and Yellowstone, they're very different series. Longmire was very family friendly for the most part, whereas this is definitely not a family friendly series.
So it's more like Justified, huh?
I only watched a few episodes of Justified, but I mean there are sex scenes and stuff in Yellowstone that you never got close to that in Longmire. There were a couple, but nothing like this. And like the daughter is a total slut here in Yellowstone. It's just it's not one you'd probably want your kids to watch. Whereas I felt Longmire was fairly safe, family friendly show. I mean, it wasn't for kids, but if your 12-year-old was watching with you, I didn't think you'd have to go explain anything to them.
I don't know. There were a few episodes of Longmire, and I loved Longmire, but there were a few episodes where the violence was very high.
Yeah, but we're Americans, Jeff. Violence is okay. It's only sex that's
Well,
That's why.
usually I don't have a problem with
Yeah,
usually I
that's
don't
why
have a problem with
I brought it up.
violence, but there were a few episodes that really got to me.
Yeah, there were a couple. I grant you that. When they went to that house with all the
Yes.
white nationalists or whatever they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was some rough stuff.
That was
to
one
get
of them.
through.
Yellowstone's on Peacock.
Peacock? Really?
Yeah.
That's strange. Well, hell, watch it if it's free. I think there's been 3 or 4 seasons already. There's a lot of characters in Yellowstone, a lot of different storylines. Not nearly as much as say Game of Thrones, but an interesting mix. Sci-Fi Guy says, away from keyboard, just listening, need to get some Z's. We'll check out the replay later. You nerds have a great stream. Thanks, Bird. Thank you again, Sci-Fi Guy. Hope you get some sleep. And don't forget, later today, around 3 p.m. Eastern, will be Futurama. Sunday. And when Anti-Trekker goes live, whenever that is, or before, we'll stop. But for right now, this is the pre-Anti-Trekker stream. Because we know everybody loves Anti-Trekker Sunday morning streams.
Uh-huh.
I do. I like giving him a little.
You said loves. You said loves.
Okay, I do. You know what? I like giving him some I'd say light trolling on Sundays.
Oh yeah. I enjoy that too.
Yeah.
This is the BirdOPrey5X version of the waiting room.
Basically.
Oh God.
No, I love the rating room. I think LDG does a good job with it.
I didn't say anything about that because it just sounds so weird.
Eastland says, I have an accounting background. My take on it after doing research, it's clear cut from 2014 to 2020. Foster and less famous writers got 0 royalties. Wow. After Disney bought it. And period. And Yellowstone, DirecTV is showing it in Search of Marathon tonight. Soon, or I just missed it. Paramount is still running a marathon like Dallas. But more allowed. Fargo went previous era and had Shufus Fock in it.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. Fargo had Chris Rock in it. Interesting. Mountains of Elysium says, considering how batshit crazy things have gotten, I wouldn't be surprised if the new evil Cylons all have MAGA hats in their design.
Don't give them any ideas. We already get enough of that from Discovery.
Yeah.
Discovery?
Yeah.
You got to remember dealing with people that think they're writers just because they have a laptop with spell check on it.
And I think they have the article check disabled.
Shoot, some of these people don't even know how to. I'm telling you, some of these writers, I'm like, do they not have editors? Isn't there supposed to be an editor, somebody who proofreads this shit before it's posted?
Editors make
they're all fucking producers.
They can't have editors. Dan thinks the animated series is now canon. Well,
I would agree.
Yeah, I would have to say they've made references to it. You're kind of hard pressed not to be able to say it's canon.
It's certainly elements of the show. Are canon.
Dan says Battlestar Galactica did a prequel.
I actually liked Blood and Chrome overall.
It was all right. It was
all right. That was about it. I mean, it was better than I thought Caprica was. Caprica was just so damn boring.
Yeah, well, Caprica was a letdown after the Battlestar Galactica show.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Letdown.
It's too bad because it had some really good actors in it.
Yeah, it should have opened with that war, with that first Cylon human war about to start.
Mm-hmm.
Midway in the middle of the season, boom, it's a war going on, and they would have
usually a spinoff I'll stick through, but that show I think I dropped it after like the third or fourth episode.
Yeah, I started going to sleep on it. That's why I ended up not anymore.
Yeah.
And Eastland, I can confirm that it is on Peacock, Yellowstone. Now, if you don't have the cable company, you might have to pay for it to get it. I don't think it's on the free version of Peacock, but it is on Peacock, Yellowstone.
Those bastards. Sorry.
You still have to do that to get HBO Max, don't you?
Oh, actually, you bring that up. I was just thinking about that. Did anybody get a chance to watch the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion?
No,
I haven't either. I want to watch it.
Can't say it was on my to-do list.
No, it's on my radar.
You know what I'm looking forward to? They're doing a documentary for Voyager.
Really?
Yeah, in the style of what they did for DS9.
Oh, for those of you guys who don't know, that DS9 documentary is free on Amazon with ads, and it's also on YouTube. The whole thing's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good, because that way I won't have to unwrap my copy.
It's been on Tubi forever, though.
I only recently saw it was on YouTube. I had not even looked for it in a long time. I caught it on Amazon, and I was just so in love with it. I was like, this is so good.
I can watch it anytime I want. I got the Blu-ray.
Oh, nice.
I pre-ordered it. I own the Blu-ray. I will never open it. Never.
But I saw it in the theater.
I need to get the Blu-ray. I need to have
I saw
that
it in the theater, and it was just brilliant.
Dan23 asked, BirdOPrey, who are your favorite Futurama guest stars? Well, the entire original series cast of Star Trek, except poor James Doohan. I can't wait till we get to that episode where no fan has gone before in Futurama Sunday. As for other ones, well, I mean, I don't know if you consider Zap Brannigan a guest star, but whenever he's on, I love Zap Brannigan.
He's not part of the regular cast. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Who are guest stars I don't like? Al Gore. Al Gore's head.
I think they could have done better with the Nixon impersonation.
Oh, I love Nixon.
Yeah,
Futurama Nixon, he's great.
Did Al Gore really voice Al Gore?
You know, I think he did, because if I remember, like, one of the writers was related to Al Gore or something.
Oh God.
If I recall correctly, there was some way that Al Gore had some relation to a Simpsons and a Futurama person.
Okay.
And so it might have been the real Al Gore, but I'll be honest, they did, as much as Al Gore is not my favorite person in the world, Futurama did make fun of him, poke fun at him. It was pretty funny. He didn't take himself too seriously, or whoever did the voice didn't take his character too seriously. So I did enjoy that part of it.
He did voice himself.
Oh, good.
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see.
It when Rush Limbaugh showed up on Family Guy.
Oh yeah. I liked when Sinatra Jr. was on Family Guy. Frank Sinatra Jr. He was great.
I think Limbaugh was also on Simpsons too, wasn't he?
Oh, Jeff, I didn't know if you saw this in chat last night.
I'm not sure. So trying to remember where he would have been in Simpsons.
Jeff,
When Sideshow
What?
Bob ran for mayor.
you missed one of the weigh-ins.
Ah.
You didn't mention weigh-in 9. You mentioned 4 through 8.
Yeah, no editors. Editors make writers cry. Yeah, can't
Yeah.
have editing.
No, I don't think there was a Wayun 9 on
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, there was.
There
He was
was.
killed. Yeah, he was killed.
There was.
hmm He was the last Wayun, and it was the female changeling got upset because he was the last one.
Oh yeah.
That was my last Wayun.
That was
Mhm.
I was
something else.
hoping you'd say that.
I don't
Gary
remember
does that. He
what
goes, I
number
was
it
hoping
was.
that you'd say that.
Dan says, wasn't Battlestar Galactica Peacock supposed to be a continuation or set in the same as the reboot? That's what I heard, but it doesn't make much sense
Yeah.
as to how it would be set.
According to Memory Alpha, in 2375, the Cardassian Damar anticipated meeting Wayun 9 should Wayun 8's meeting with the female changeling end in his death. This was not to be, as Wayun 8 was the last clone.
Really? Okay.
Oh. Okay.
The others having been destroyed in the attack on the Vorta cloning facility on Rondak 3.
Okay.
No,
Sorry.
he was the only Wayun. He was the last Wayun in this quadrant. I think she said something like that. There's supposed to be more in the other quadrant, I think.
I just redropped the link for the panel, Eastland Burkholder. Come on up. Or anybody. You're welcome. We've got room for 10 people, 9 including me. So feel free if anybody wants to come up to talk.
Yeah, anybody but Andy Trekker.
If Anti-Tricker comes up, I'll just have to keep him or LDG out from time to time. Can't have them both on at the same time.
Yes, you can. Just make them shut up. You know. Hit that mute button, buddy. Come on.
Yeah, well, come on up, Eastland. It's perfectly fine. I'm sorry, I had the link up at the beginning. I guess it got cut off. Mountain of Elysium says editors are part of the patriarchy. That is why Discovery refuses to allow such oppressive methods into the writing process. It may trigger some if their writing is criticized. Absolutely. I mean, it's like, who is this editor to say that my writing is poor or that I didn't follow canon? Canon is just made up by a bunch of old white men anyway. F canon. Oppression.
Now, Cap, a 9th clone of Wayun appears in the final book of the Deep Space Nine Mission Gamma relaunch series.
I must have been thinking of that. I'm sorry.
Qapla, hoo.
Like Wayun 4, he is the commander of a Jem'Hadar attack ship created from the genetic profile left behind in the Gamma Quadrant. So on screen, we didn't see a Wayun 9.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies.
No, that's okay.
Welcome, Eastland Burkholder.
Hey, okay, so I haven't slept right, so anyways, and my voice is crazy. I mean, hoarse. Middle register is almost hoarse, and the lower register, the fake bass, is working. But
sound
no,
good to
interesting.
me.
Okay, well, I can't tell how I'm sounding because I've got an earplug in, and I'm totally not used to these broadcast things.
Oh, just relax. Have fun.
You sound good.
Yeah, you're among friends.
My sister got me this tablet, and I mean, I was looking what do you call the little circle, the waiting. I had a cheap
Buffering.
phone, and I was looking at that. Yeah, I was looking at the buffering. I was pretending it was different colors. Okay. You know, I'm looking at the buffering with the video so much, I'm pretending that it's like a kaleidoscope color, which it really isn't. And my sister gives me a tablet, and she's got, oh, you can research things. And then my mom and my sister now know that you guys are my Geek Talk friends. She even knows some of your names. Okay, so
Awesome.
I'm like, I can't get my geek talk in Monticello, Mississippi, and I won't say that again, but whatever. I will abide by whatever rules, but I tend not to be telepathic about rules. I tend to be a person that can't see hints. But I'm easy to go along with if you remember that. Okay, so anyways, Chris Rock is in Fargo. And they go back to the time when the Hebrews were running the mafia in Fargo. Okay?
What?
And the Hebrews and this other gang, the Hebrews and the Italians exchanged sons. And then they had a battle. And one of those guys got lost. You guys don't like spoilers. And the blacks became the new gang. And it's so well done. And you look at this serious actor, Chris Rock, and you do not believe that he's the same guy who was in the movie. And I went and looked up the title, and then I lost it in my little pea brain. I couldn't remember it. But the one where he dies and he comes back as a fat white man. Anybody remember the name of that movie?
Oh, I remember
Down to
seeing
Earth.
it.
Down to Earth, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, Down to Earth is the funniest movie I've ever seen. Chris Rock can do anything. In fact, if Chris Rock wants to play a 4'10" white woman, I think he can do it. I think he can convince me. No, I'm serious. I've never seen Chris Rock fail. I've never seen his part not be worth watching.
I hated Dogma. Something awful.
Okay, I don't remember Dogma. Maybe I have. Maybe there's something he's bad at.
He wasn't a main character.
It was the whole premise of the movie that I hated, and he was.
Okay, I'll look it up later unless you want to talk about it.
You can look it up. I don't want to.
Wasn't that like mostly a Jay and Silent Bob film or something? Am I thinking of the right movie? By the people who did Clerks?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, Jedi Bill invited me in.
It's a comedy, but it's comedy used loosely, in my opinion.
Right. And if I bump myself out, nobody act worried like, did we offend her? Because I've been bumping myself in and out all the time. I mean, imagine working a tablet with oven mitts, okay? So that's kind of the process we're using. No, imagine that you're doing that, okay? And you're smarter than me and you've done this 25 times. So that's the level of competency we're dealing with, or we can just say, oh, let's not do it because we have to do it at that level of competency. I choose to be in.
Eli, who loved Dogma, Kevin Smith rocks.
Okay. If I thought I was smart enough, I'd go out and I'd look at what Dogma was, but I'm not going to do that.
It's a movie that a big part of it is religious. If I remember correctly, there's this the Catholic Church does something that could cause accidentally, without intention, could cause Satan to, I don't know, come back or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they open the door and he can come back in. That is such an old premise. I think they were doing that in 1790. I'm making I'm making up numbers and pushing them back to be funny.
Elihu, welcome.
Hey guys, the movie basically was that the Catholic Church had a new church. Is basically Loki and I forgot the other guy's name, Matt Damon, the Angels, and Ben Affleck. They were kicked out of heaven. They were trying to get back into heaven. George Carlin, the priest, basically Catholic Church, said that anybody come over here, pass through these doors, has been forgiven by God. Basically, they go against God. Basically, they're trying to prove God wrong. And Jay and Silent Bob is basically part of it. That's a Jay and Silent Bob sub movie.
No. I need something like that to be witty for it to be following. I don't like that movie that claimed to be a detective mystery thing and it wasn't. And I can't remember the name of it now. Some liked it, some didn't.
Don't say Pikachu.
No, it wasn't Pikachu, but it was about a. Anyways, there's a Hispanic woman in it, and she kind of magically comes up with all the detectiving. But then they've basically made it look like one of the old detective Brit mysteries that we like. So they've given it the skin of a mystery, but it doesn't have mystery in it. So that would be horrible. That would be like biting into a peach and it tastes like a mango, or vice versa.
Not sure. I remember that MED, the Buddy Christ. I remember that.
Now, that's not the official name, something we just been kicking around the office, but doesn't it just pop out to you?
The Buddy
Christ.
Well, I thought that's what Kevin actually called it, the Buddy Christ.
Well, that's what George Carlin called it on there.
Yeah.
I think that was the name.
Yeah.
I think I was.
Oh,
into
no
something else
wonder
and
he
missed the
saw
whole
Jesus,
hoopla.
man. He's rocking the ganj. It's not a joint. Rufus. It's Aramaic. It says, Rufus, see you in 2 years, Jesus. See, he told me when my nut was up. Took all the flavor out of those remaining years.
Mississippi approved medical marijuana. Now they're going to have a big fight about how you administer it. And the big problem that I have is medical marijuana, fine, but how do you administer it? Now, years ago when I went in and I was looking and I was investigating and I spent 20 hours researching it, I found out that one of the states had something where you walk in, you pay $25, you say, I have a sore ankle. Do you think marijuana would help? And you get a medical certificate. But if you have medical certification, I think it should be with your primary doctor. And your primary doctor should risk his license on it, because I just think people abuse things and they act stupid. Now, you can call me a regulator, dictator, whatever, but, you know.
I don't like doctors having to risk their license on it, because I tell you, that's what's happened with pain medication now.
Yeah.
We have doctors that literally, one of the doctors we knew went to jail because they said he overprescribed pain medication, and maybe one of his idiot patients did use it to overdose, but now the man is in jail. So the doctors that all knew him are even less likely to give the pain medication. So the people that are legit in pain and need pain medication literally can't get it.
Yep.
So it's, to me, it's bullcrap.
Bird, we can go as deep or shallow as you want, but no one has to explain this to me.
Eastland, when a couple years ago, when there was medical marijuana was being legalized in California, I was part of the writing the legislation.
Good.
One of the problems with the regulation boards is they don't have doctors on them.
Yeah.
Oh, we had one here. It's called. His name was Katz. He's the major SF health doctor. We made sure he was a part of it.
Yeah, but they have maybe one on each board. It's like no.
It should all be doctors.
Yeah,
but we did not want all doctors on the panel because we wanted actual people. Because every single doctor will tell you, I cannot prescribe something that's harmful for the body, like smoking. Smoke, that's harmful for the body. A doctor cannot actually prescribe something that's harmful for the body. We wanted at least doctor, elected official, community members, and basically Joe Schmo. Somebody who is anti-marijuana on this. We wanted everybody on this panel. And this eventually
need everyone on this panel.
Yeah.
Actually, Elihu, you need all those people on that kind of a panel because you need that diversity of thought.
Exactly.
If you only put doctors on there, all they're going to do is think about the medical aspect of it.
Exactly. That's why we had everybody on there.
You need to have medical, economists, politician, regular Joe Schmo who works down at the bakery.
Mm-hmm. That's somebody who's anti.
Those kind of of course, you need a politician or a representative in that kind of a panel. But it needs to be a full, diverse panel of people, not just one echo chamber group of people.
I'll agree. It shouldn't be all doctors. Okay, I'll give into that. But
I'm not sure
they should all be.
Agree.
They should all be informed. The Joe Schmo thing, fuck that. No,
Yeah.
no. They should be people who are educated and aware of effects. The people that are on the anti side are going to be informed. They may not agree with the information.
Here's my sarcastic suggestion.
But they're not going to just say, "Oh no, it's wrong." Go for it.
My sarcastic suggestion is bring in a random idiot. And when you try to say, do you know anything about this? He or she just can't actually, what are you talking about? Oh, you're our representative, uninformed, idiot person. But don't use that word around them, okay?
Oh, we don't do
that. So yes, we should have one of those on the board.
No, I don't.
Just so that we understand how they think.
I disagree with you. Everybody in the board.
In my opinion.
I want one idiot on that board, because otherwise you're going to miss what an idiot can do with your well-planned, well-reasoned system and rules and regulations and processes.
Yeah, but you're going to always have idiots.
That's true.
We're 320 million
so
people
you need
in
them
this
in the
country
board
alone.
to predict what they're going to do.
Well, it's not our job to predict what the hell he's going to do. It's our job. It's their job to regulate, put something together, let the legislature pass it, and if some idiot's going to abuse it, their fucking ass is going to get. Yeah, you're always going to have somebody abuse something. There's always just going to be that
Stitch Cafe. Welcome. A good documentary to see is The Pharmacist on Netflix. Not heard of it, but I'll take a look. Thank you, Stitch Cafe, and good to see you.
Just FYI, Stitch Cafe is AKA Madam Geek.
Oh, welcome, Madam Geek.
Oh, so she's trolling under a different name. Okay, girl, I see how you are.
No, that's her YouTube channel.
Gotcha.
She does crocheting. She does crocheting stuff for her YouTube channel.
Oh, I haven't crocheted since I was a teenager.
I think I've seen that very picture because I crochet
the videos relatively short. What are your videos like?
I don't know if I ever clicked on her, but I think I've seen that picture.
It's a nice picture. Very colorful.
Well,
you're friend of the cat.
I like to knit hats. I like to knit hats. So you get the math right, and it halfway works. Or you get the math wrong, and then you attack it with scissors until it actually has a decent head shape. And then you have 50 ends, and you poke them back in. And it's so much easier to get the math right. Sorry. Everybody else talk.
Well, here's the link to my wife's YouTube page if anybody wants to take a look at it.
About time.
The pharmacist
I'm not going to do that. I've dumped myself out.
Who takes down a doctor who is prescribing pain meds. Well, I don't like that at all.
Huh.
Now, we know most of this problem came from Florida. Florida had a county where every 5th building was a pain clinic. They had MRI machines that had never been plugged up. Okay?
Huh.
So you could just run down there, get 3 months worth of drugs, and you could sell them. So people in Kentucky, Pennsylvania, whatever, they knew their drug problem was coming from Florida because Florida had no monitoring system whatsoever. Mississippi had a monitoring system, and people were getting drugs from Florida, bringing them back in.
This is going to sound very cold, but if somebody overdoses on painkillers, I feel very bad for them, but I would let that happen rather than stop one innocent person from having to suffer who wasn't overdosing on pain and just trying to use it as prescribed.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay, Bird, think of a word that goes F and it has a Y in it, okay?
Funyun? Oh, funny?
No, it sounds kind of like fan dance. Starts with an F. Okay? Wonderful drug.
Oh, yes.
And the abusers use it. Now, let me tell you something. I have ehlers-danlos. I actually dislocate. You bruise the insides. It hurts. It's as bad as rheumatoid arthritis, but you don't swell. You don't turn red. You don't look bruised on the outside. Fentanyl does not loosen up the joints, but it takes away the pain, and I can do more. And I can't get fentanyl now because of all the idiots who are going to overdose on it. Okay? Right. So I'm less functional now than I was before they tightened everything down. And I understand everything that you're saying. And it's just that if you have 100 people on an island and you set up some process, you're going to cheat 3 of them. You're going to over-endow 5 of them. You know? I don't know. There's just no way to get everything right.
I understand, and there is no way to get everything right.
I'm saying it in frustration. I'm saying it in frustration.
I agree, but I would err on the side of the person following the rules doesn't have to suffer, rather than let the person who's following the rules have to suffer because it saves the lives, which I'm not even sure it will, but it supposedly saves the lives of people who aren't following the rules.
Did you guys know in California, if you go to a pharmacist with a prescription, they will not fill it unless it's verified by computer? You can give them all the papers you want. As long as it's not in a computer, you're not getting jack.
In New York, they don't even have paper things anymore. They has to come in by computer.
Actually,
There
yep,
is a
same here in
state
South
computer
Carolina.
system in most states.
I don't get handed prescriptions. They just send it over to the pharmacy of my choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even hand me it anymore.
There is a statewide system, and it tracks how many, how much of these drugs this doctor or this person's using, or this town or this community. So they are trying to track the abuse. But I have people on both sides. Look, the most horrible, gross out story you can imagine, involving somebody who couldn't say no to drugs. Pretend I told it. Okay? I didn't. And then pretend you've got older relatives who can't get enough pain meds. It's on. We have both ends of that problem in my extended family. There's no way to apparently set it in our state so that it does more of one than the other. It's just like when they were trying to tighten up on Social Security fraud and they had so many people disabled. Well, every time you tighten up the loopholes, you make it harder for the genuine people. And you've got a similar problem when you're trying to regulate all these drugs. So we can talk about something more cheerful, and I can back up, but
No, we don't have to. I mean, this is a fine thing to talk about. I mean, just look at alcohol. Obviously, there are people who abuse alcohol, but we're not talking about making it illegal again. It's fairly easy for anybody to get a hold of alcohol as long as they're old enough. So, like, people can kill themselves with alcohol, and we allow that. But people can't kill themselves with fentanyl or morphine or Vicodin, because we decided that that's too dangerous. That's where we're going to draw the line, even though Vicodin can have, or is it Vicodin? Vicodin can have actual benefits for millions of people, whereas alcohol, it has a benefit, but it's more of a recreational benefit than a medical benefit.
The short, rude way to say it is, we are protecting the idiots. Now, anyone who's out there abusing the drugs has already shown such bad judgment that maybe we should make decisions for them.
No.
And we don't want them to OD.
No.
I'm talking about true abuse. I'm talking about somebody in and out of rehab 3 times.
No, this is my libertarian view in me.
No, I'm not saying what I personally believe. I'm saying this is the legal theory that they write these protective laws about. That if somebody has shown bad judgment and they can't control themselves, then we need to limit the choices so they don't, say, shoot themselves in a pickup truck and get found 3 days later.
That's exactly what they're going to do.
We're trying to protect them from that.
Yeah, and do you know what
I'm not saying I agree or not. I'm saying that's the theory.
But do you understand that if you go in with this idea, I understand it has good intentions. The problem is all good intentions end up becoming abused. Every fucking law that has been made, you can look it through history, and I've done it. Every law that was made for good intentions. I'll give you perfect examples. I'll take the 1820 Compromise to the Civil War era. From 1820 to then, that's all we did. They tried to compromise. They tried to do this law, please these people, please these people, please. Guess what? It didn't fucking work, and we still had a civil war.
Yeah.
You go in and you start regulating people's personal lives like that, all it does is open up a door to abuse. Because when you say somebody endangers themselves, how do you define what endangering somebody is? Who decides what is in danger?
Right. I wouldn't do that, but I'll tell you this. If somebody ends up breaking a law, well, then now you can tell them what they can and can't do if they get convicted of a crime. So if the person is otherwise obeying the law, but taking medication, then maybe don't need to take. I really don't care. But if they're, robbing somebody in order to get money in order to buy that, Well, now we have the perfect justification to tell them, hey, now you're going to be in custody. Now you're not going to be able to go get your drug, and to get out, you're going to have to complete this, or you're going to have to do that. So that's how I would do it. I don't think we need additional laws. I think we just need to actually use the laws already on the books. And if somebody can get around it without ever breaking a law, then I think they're probably not that far gone. That, if they're a functional alcoholic type thing, so be it.
Yeah.
If we could all go to a science fiction world, all of us, and set up a government from scratch, it would not be about what's in your system chemically. It would be about, did you feed your dog? Did you beat your cat? Did you take care of your kids? Okay? Were you able to show up at your job, and were you able to be worth paying when you got there? Now,
that's between the job. That's between the employer and the employee.
It would not.
If I can't get my ass to work, the employee has every right to. The employer has every right to fire my ass.
Exactly. See, you're doing
right, but we would have some sort of government to keep people from freezing in the snow.
No lockdowns. I'm a grown ass man. I don't need you to tell me what I can and cannot put in my body, when I can and cannot go to sleep, what I can and cannot do in my house, or in my front yard, or my backyard.
I don't think anybody's saying that.
Oh, yeah, they are in California.
I was saying the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Not on this stream is what I meant.
No, but in California, they're telling you
I'm
you have to.
with
They're
you,
saying,
Mr.
what was it?
Mondale. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, on this planet, no matter how well we pick it and how beautifully we set up a government, okay, where you have to take care of your responsibilities, okay, then somebody is gonna go get bombed and try to freeze their ass out in the snow, okay? And we might have some sort of public welfare system to help out the people who get drunk and need help.
All you can do is let them do that.
Yep.
See,
now if you are arrested,
it's right there when that person comes down off of that and they're in that hangover state. You should be trying to convince them what you're doing is bad. Please, let me take you over here so you can get some help. That's what you need to do. Laws won't fix that. You have to.
Laws don't fix things.
You have to let a person see what they're doing and try to convince them to do better. Okay.
Hey, you guys hear Gary talking about his 12 steps? I'm a 12-stepper. 12-stepper.
Yeah, laws only work for those who follow the laws.
Yeah, okay, you're a 12-stepper. You have to accept those steps and work them yourself. A law on the books will not make you do that.
Yep.
Right or wrong.
Right.
I agree totally, and you can put people in court-ordered programs, and it doesn't work. They work their program or they don't.
I was court ordered to go to anger management for an entire year. It took me 10 months in anger management for me to finally actually realize why I was there. But that was because I chose to finally admit it. I could have just ran out the next 2 months and called it a fucking day.
Some have.
The Stitch
Some have done that
Cafe
for 10 years.
My time in the Air Force, working at the clinic, we had a patient that was going through his pain meds really fast. So the clinic made him come into the clinic to pick up his pain meds. I understand that, but that's something I guess you can get away with in the Air Force. It'd be a cold day in hell before I'd want my doctor to have that power over me. So you got to come in to take your pill. No, fuck you. I think our meds should be sold like they are in Mexico, from pharmacies, and just buy what you need when you need it. Right. Personally.
Well, I think in the situation Madam Geek's talking about is they thought he was abusing the meds. So you got to understand, we do.
I understand that's what they thought, and he probably was. He might have been. I don't care.
Obviously,
listen, if he's in the Air Force, he signed up for that.
Yes, exactly. That's where I was going with that. Yes, they can make him do it because 1, controlled substance. 2, it is considered a medical lawful order.
And 3, they own his ass.
Yep, that's true. They owned his ass.
Of the 3 things.
He agreed to certain rules when he joined.
Yep, same as me, same as Madam Geek.
If you take a job and they say, nobody can smoke here, and we don't want people cursing here, and you take the job under those conditions, well, that's what you need to do.
Yeah,
If you don't
that's
want
the
that,
agreement
then
between.
Unfortunately, people are
yes,
taking jobs
exactly.
where they change it after. That's bullshit.
Agreed.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
be transparent. Don't be changing it. I agree.
And Elihu, I gotta say, I agree with that.
Yep. And
Yeah, I do remember that.
Although, if it's legal in states now, I don't see what the point would be anymore. But at the time that was proposed, it wasn't legal in most states.
Well, they can simply go in and take out. Okay, the drug testing is not as difficult as you might think. They go in, they test for certain. Well, actually, Madam Geek, you explained that you did drug testing for over a year plus.
Now, I believe
So
parents
explain
should
how
be
that
able to
works.
have a safe way of drug testing their kids.
So
they want.
the Air Force, when we drug test people, the urine sample goes to the lab and they test for certain levels of any drug you can think of. We're talking about illegal drugs and we're talking about prescription drugs. And if your system has over a certain mark, it will flag the system. And fortunately, when I was running the program over in Turkey, I didn't see any positives. I did, however, have a very unique situation where the patient tested positive for a prescription that you use to treat ADHD. And so what they had to do was they had to look in her medical record and see if she had a prescription for it. Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Yes, she did have a prescription for it, but there was a very gray area on how the doctor told her how to use the medication, when to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So, since there was gray area there, they really couldn't do anything to her. So they had to go back and talk to her and make sure that from that point on, she knew the conditions on when she should take this medication.
Right.
So it was very interesting. The point of the random drug testing is that it's random. You never know when you're going to get tested, so it deters you from using mostly the illegal drugs. Now we are seeing a tick of people taking prescription drugs. Say you go in, say you had an accident and you've got prescribed pain medication for your back pain, but that pain med was only good for say a week. But you kept the medication in your medicine box in your home. Well, let's say that pain came back 2 months later. Well, you took that pain med, you get popped for a drug test. Now you're in trouble because you took your pain med outside of that first original week. So it's very interesting in the Air Force, in the military, with drug testing and everything, especially with the pain meds. I mean, if it's an illegal drug, you're done. Regardless, it's an illegal substance, you're done. Pain medication.
We don't want $1 million equipment crashing.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't know how to. We don't want $1 million equipment crashing.
Oh, that's where it gets even more interesting. Say there's a plane crashes or something like that, an accident. They will drug test not only the pilot, they will drug test everybody that touched that plane before it took off. To see if anybody was in another state of mind. They're going to test everything from illegal drugs all the way to prescription drugs. So you better hope to God that you won't have anything in your system that's going to flag.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about military, if you're talking about people who are in,
unfortunately,
right,
anything, but
right now, no, I know, but you were talking about a broad spectrum drug test for people who are needing benefits, and I am opposed to that. If there's reason to suspect that they're on drugs, okay, fine, drug test them.
Yeah.
Random drug test on U.S. citizens that are not in the military, and there's no suspect. Fuck that. Yeah. No, never.
Yeah.
I will fight that to my dying day.
Yeah, that's bullshit because that doesn't prove jack shit. If you didn't want people on drugs
to random drug test the civilian population, just like with this COVID stuff. If they put us on lockdown again, they don't have the manpower to go to everybody's house and make sure everybody's staying at home. They don't have the resources for that.
Thank God.
If you
So,
don't
I
want
mean,
people on
Did you
Even
hear
drugs
about
who are
Elon
making
Musk taking the
airplanes,
test?
then you drug test them before they make the plane. You're incompetent if you're drug testing people after the accident. That's stupid. If you're making
There's
$1
no
billion
reason to
plane,
test them
you
before the
drug
crash.
test them before
well,
they
let's
touch
just
the
all
plane,
agree to
not
disagree. There's
after.
no perfect system.
Yeah.
No, perfect.
Well, we
Elon
had
Musk.
well, we actually had an issue here at our Air Force Base. One of our lieutenants.
Oh, this happened in June.
Yeah, this happened in June. One of our lieutenants went up on a exercise, and his plane crashed, and he was killed. So what happens there is all planes are grounded. All people who worked on that, touched that plane, yeah, they're all going to get drug tested and everything. And there's a full-on investigation. It's not just a small matter. What ended up finding out, and what they ended up finding out was they determined it was partially human error and partial mechanical failure. They said the pilot made a human error, but the mechanical error was the ejection seat did not work.
Oh, yeah. That clears everybody, so you know what happened. See, that process is understandable.
Yeah, I'm
exactly.
sorry. An ejection, a fail-safe failing. Yeah, there's a finger to point there. I'm sorry.
There is a finger to point. I don't know the final.
Yeah,
I don't know how the final thing with the ejection
There's a
seat went.
fucking problem if your ejection seat doesn't go off. There's someone's fault.
Sometimes there is a chain
Fail-safe is
of
supposed to be
events that
fail-safe.
fails.
Well, I would hate to be the person to tell his wife, "Sorry, your husband died because the ejection seat didn't work."
Exactly.
I would hate to be that
Whoever
person.
designed that ejection seat, whoever put it together, someone is to point the finger to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they traced it back and really did some remedial training to maintenance and everything with that ejection seat. Once that finding came back, I'm sure all those jets and planes across the Air Force were all grounded, and they were all looking at the ejection seat and the mechanisms and making sure they were all good to go.
There's nothing wrong with the primary system failing. That's why you're supposed to have backup systems and backup systems. Some things will fail, but your absolute fail safe is an ejector seat. There should have been some way, one way or another, that seat gets the hell out. End of story.
Just a heads up for those who didn't see, Anti-Trigger is live. He's been live for a few minutes.
Oh, who cares?
You guys are having a decent conversation. I don't want to kick anybody out. So you guys feel free to talk if you want, but we're gonna have Anti-Trigger on at the same time. So
no problem.
Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, we're having more fun here. At least this is an exchange of ideas. You know.
Hey guys,
except for me, I have no ideas
Bird,
to exchange.
tell us when the beer runs
head.
out in the fridge. We'll run away.
I'm not a beer drinker, Eastland, so it would be a bad. I don't
It's
usually have beer. I understand.
What's a figure of speech? You'll say the code word. The beer in the fridge has run out. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody ever really has to go home. You can stay here if you want. It's really good. In fact, even if I ended the stream, you guys could stay because it would still work. Everybody who's in StreamYard would still get to talk.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so we could just talk
I'm doing my
all around you among ourselves and ignore you like we do when you're doing the things.
Exactly.
Okay, so here was the human error of the F-16. Sorry, I was looking this up. He clipped an antenna during landing, and his ejector seat parachute failed to deploy. So I'm guessing the parachute didn't deploy.
That's still mechanical error, though.
Yeah, that is mechanical error, obviously.
I said I hate to be the one to tell his wife, "Oh, sorry, your husband's dead. The parachute and ejection seat didn't work properly."
So what happened was the lieutenant was trying to do an air-to-air refueling. It did not work. It was unsuccessful, so he brought it back to land. He clipped an antenna. Not sure which one of those antennas he would have clipped over there.
Now, the article I read said the refueling mission was a success. He had just finished refueling.
The fueling could be complete, and then he clips the wire.
Yeah.
Unrelated to the successful.
No, okay, so no, he was doing his first ever attempt at air-to-air refueling, and according to this, honey, it was unsuccessful.
That article.
Unsuccessful.
Article's right there.
What was? His exercise was his air-to-air refueling, and it was unsuccessful, so that's why he was landing.
I like that. Well, let's change topics. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Upbeat,
like what?
upbeat.
Oh, shit. Okay, so here's what happened. The ejection seat did go, but the chute did not deploy.
Madam Geek hit him.
Do what?
Hit him. You said change the topic. He kept going.
Well, he's drinking his coffee. I don't want coffee all over my floor.
Hey, I want to see you guys practice the stream and pass things from one window to another. That would be fun and funny.
I didn't cut my hair. I'm not turning on my camera.
No. Okay, I'm not talking about now, but I'm saying in some future stream, you have cups that are the same or some object that's the same, and you pass it from one window to another. That would be fun and funny. See, it requires somebody knowing who's on top, who's on bottom.
Right.
Yeah, JJ's good when I do that with our pipes.
Most things I do are a waste of time, but they're fun.
I was talking about something else.
Oh, you weren't talking about passing things in the windows is a waste of time, huh? I don't know.
So.
No, so I'm not sleeping much, and I'm researching things, and it's just fascinating, and I don't know. So.
It's time to party. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Sunday. Everything's closed.
Not here. All right, now, Elihu has Doctor Who, Tom Baker, my favorite, incarnation baby, on a given day. But I like Capaldi. And Elihu looks like he has a Doctor Who avatar.
What about Capaldi?
I like Capaldi.
Oh, you mean this guy?
Wait a minute. Okay, look. My eyeballs are playing tricks. Is that Capaldi? Yes, you are sitting there with Capaldi. Okay. Have you heard the story about how Capaldi was at the Doctor Who experience, and one of the little kids asked him, and they said, "What is the saddest thing that ever happened?" And he just impromptu did something that just wowed everybody.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy.
Oh gosh,
he was very stoned.
I mean, I was just so impressed with that guy, and I'm so impressed with Matt Smith and the one that was right beside him, which I can't remember the name of right now.
You guys know those? You guys know those sonic shades that he wears? That's in the picture. Those are actually his personal shades. Those are his personal sunglasses.
I believe it. Real cool dude.
I even asked him, I was like, those look like the ones on the set. He's like, yeah, these are mine. They're personal.
These are mine.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know Pacaldi wanted to wear his wedding band, so they gave him a ring to put over it.
Yeah.
And that made him, I think, the second Doctor to actually wear a ring, all the way from the first Doctor.
Peter who was the first one, right?
First one was William Hartnell. He wore he wore a ring. And then I think when the second Doctor came in, they tried to hand him the ring back, and he's like, he didn't want it. He's like, I don't have any interest in it now.
But I just like Capaldi. I mean, you can see hints of the other Doctors in his performance, and he can be sad and profound, and then he can just be silly. Well, so the Doctor Who casting is hard.
You know that Capaldi is a Whovian, because on the Graham Norton show a couple of years ago, Graham pulled out a little article for Doctor Who magazine written by a 9-year-old Peter Capaldi saying he's a big fan and wants to be on the show someday and help write.
And what do you know?
I know, would do better.
So 2 people got their wish. They were young kids and they got to jump in and get into it, and one of them did good. And okay, never mind.
Well, he's only the second Doctor too to have played a character prior to playing the Doctor on Doctor Who.
Yes.
Because he was in the
Pompeii
episode, and then there was Baker, the other Baker,
and
Colin. Yeah, and he was and he shot the Doctor.
He was Gallifreyan High Lord, right?
Yeah, and he shot the Doctor. He shot Peter Davison's Doctor, and then he eventually regenerated into him. That is kind of funny when you think about it.
But I liked how Moffat explained the Capaldi incident. It's like, why did I choose his face? Oh, yeah, it's a reminder. Basically, it's an FU to the fans. It's like, haha.
I don't think it was. I have an opinion. We're all allowed to have opinions and disagree peacefully. I like Moffat. When Moffat wrote that story about the orphan child.
Are you my mommy?
Okay.
Are you my mommy?
No.
Oh my God, that episode was so freaky.
I like that story about number killing machine, but maybe it's a boy who's been stressed out. Moffat put a story up on the BBC website, and I read it and I took it as a warning to Chibnall, and other people thought that he was just harassing the fans, and I said, no, guys. And so I'm on the Doctor Who. You can just you're laughing and predicting how this comes out, and I'm like, no, I like Moffat, and look, Moffat is saying you should draw a mustache on the Doctor, who was a child psychologist, rather than kill the Doctor. You shouldn't blow up the orphanage. You should just turn the heat up and make them all sweat in their blankets. And I thought Moffat was chiding Chibnall. I thought Chibnall was the orphan child in this story. And at the end, the story is titled something like Megabot Death 555. And then as you read on, you realize that this child is pretending to be a bot, or might be so damaged that he's believing he's a bot, and he's going to escape the orphanage. I don't know. It's interesting. All that to say, I like Moffat.
Speaking of Doctor Who, on GalaxyCon, on December 12th, there is a free Q&A with Matt Smith, Karen Gillian, Jenna Coleman, and Arthur DeVille.
I hope to catch it, but I never can seem to get uninterrupted when those things are going live.
Yeah, it's a free Q&A. You just got to pay for the other one-on-ones and autographs and stuff. But it's free Q&A. Every single GalaxyCon, they've been answering people. Putting questions in. They've been answering audience questions. Every single Comic-Con panel, they answer audience questions. Cool. And it's totally free to watch the stream and ask questions. That one I did sign up for, and the Nicole Nichols.
Nicole Nichols, okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's doing a GalaxyCon. Mm-hmm. A rare appearance by Nicole. Oh, why am I hungry?
I don't know. Why are you hungry?
Oh, it's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. That's why.
Okay, everybody gets a virtual ginger snap.
I'd rather have a jelly baby. I'm not a fan of ginger.
Well, I didn't buy jelly babies, okay? So pretend I handed you a ginger snap. And let me think. I'm thinking of how I do this. I mute myself if I'm that smart.
I am so smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
I'll take a schnoz ball. Please tell me you guys got the joke.
Yeah, Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I'm not that young, okay? I remember Gene Wilder. Yeah, I said Gene Wilder, not Johnny Depp.
We don't discuss Johnny Depp's role.
Okay. Okay, because that's pure imagination.
Let's just leave that out.
They did
I know
have
it's more
a,
true to the book, but I still like Gene Wilder.
you know, GalaxyCon did have a Willy Wonka Q&A thing.
Oh, nice.
And they're having a Christmas Story. The guy from the kid that played in a Christmas Story.
Oh God, I hate that movie.
His is coming
Fucking hate that movie.
Peter Billingsley.
Fucking hate it.
That movie is banned in our house.
Peter Billingsley.
If I ever see that movie pop up on a screen in my house, I will either turn it off or I'm going to have to leave.
Well, there's also Felicity Day, Batman animated series with Kevin Conroy, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Once Upon a Time, Happy Days, without Chachi.
Jody loves Chachi.
Chachi. Kate Mulgrew and William Shatner.
And yo, hey Eli, you might want to pop the link out, buddy.
Oh shit! Sorry.
You talking all this good shit. You're not giving anybody a link to it.
I don't have a bench, so I put it in the private chat.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that's the only place you can put
I'm
it.
an idiot.
Yeah, private chat, dude.
All right, just call me an idiot and call it a day.
Okay, idiot. Well, I thought it was your wife's nickname for you.
What's that?
I thought it was your wife's nickname for you. I don't want to take your pet name.
My wife doesn't have a pet name for me. She just says, "Get the fuck over here."
Oh, okay.
Hey, you.
So she's calling you a sheep now. Okay.
She's my wife. She can call me whatever the fuck she wants.
Get over here.
She's put up with me for 14 years. She can call me whatever the fuck she wants. She's earned that right.
Wait, you still have that much chlorophyll left? Wow.
You're bad.
I know. I'm starting to wake up.
You are?
Yeah, I can tell. Your jokes are getting better.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh, but I'm bum.
Ba-da-rum-bum-bum. One of my favorite scenes from Scrooge. I should have watched that. I should watch that for Christmas.
Well, a lot of Christmas movies are coming out now.
Shit. Did I miss Loki's Die Hard watch party?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I thought I did. Oh well.
I think it was in the afternoon, evening. I'm not sure.
It was in the evening, yeah.
Yeah, I probably got busy. That's okay. I'll watch it on Black Friday like I do almost every year. Because I don't feel it's officially the Christmas season until Hans falls off the Nakatomi Tower.
Exactly.
Then it's time for the Christmas season.
Oh, by the way, Charlie Brown Christmas special is going to be on public television because a lot of people complained.
I don't think they were planning for that big of outlet.
I mean, they removed it to be culturally sensitive, and then they had to put it back.
No, they left the culture insensitive.
Corporate greed.
Franklin sitting on one side of the table. Yeah, that's classic racism for you. No, they had the Great Pumpkin on
Apple TV.
Apple TV, some pay service. People complain, so the Christmas one's gonna be on ABC television.
You mean like it should be?
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, did they forget the fact that, how about the fact that nobody, and I noticed something when this controversy came out, did they not, they obviously did not take the time to research why that kid was even in there. That was actually the creators, the guy, when he was making the movie, he purposely was fighting for that character to be put in.
For Franklin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that why Franklin's on one side of the table and everybody else is on the other side?
Welcome, Positive Candor.
That's complete racism right there. Let's just.
That is not racism.
You cannot write a good story if you have to have one Asian, one black, one Hispanic looking, okay,
That's
one true white looking, okay, and you have to balance sides of the table. And I want a good story and good characters.
It's called being politically correct nowadays because, quote unquote, yeah, one token black guy. Yeah, one woman.
But he was on the wrong side of the table, see?
I know. That was segregation.
And how do you write a story with all those restraints?
That's David Duke.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I need more coffee on that note.
Agreed.
Yeah, I might need a shower after hearing that name.
Well, she asked.
Hey, no,
Mr.
you know,
Bird,
Elihu.
you. Oh yeah, Elihu. Go ahead.
Hey, Elihu.
He's
It
getting
would have
coffee.
even been worse if you had said Robert Bird.
Oh. Okay, Bird. Sassy needs to know that we have caught a mouse here, and Sassy wants to know if I mean, my cat wants to know if Sassy has done anything useful or interesting.
Sassy, interesting or useful, unless laying on the couch and looking out the window counts. Not much.
Barking at people who are in her view.
Hey, that's
she does do her sassy stand from time to time, and like, when Nephew O'Prey was here yesterday, and he was in his walker, Sassy did go up to him, and Nephew O'Prey did pet Sassy.
Oh,
we had a natural reaction to pet Sassy, which was pretty cool. Of course, Sassy then ran away as soon as he pressed the rattle and it made noise. She ran.
You ain't no part those, but hey.
My cat wants to know about scaring off squirrels.
Squirrel.
Yeah, Sassy.
Run off vampires.
Luckily, Sassy doesn't appear to be fast enough to catch a squirrel. The squirrel generally has enough of a lead to get the hell out of there by the time Sassy gets to the backyard. There's a fence or something close enough for them to run up before Sassy makes it to them. We have not yet had Sassy come back with an animal in her mouth, but I imagine it's only a matter of time before some squirrel or some other small animal is too slow.
What about sticks, twigs?
Oh, Sassy brings sticks, yes. Yeah, especially sticks that are a little too small for MomOPrey to see. She brings sticks and twigs and leaves.
Yeah.
It sometimes helps to buy a rubber Kong, an indestructible toy in a ugly bright color.
Indestructible, that's funny.
But because we had a dog that did it, everything was destructible, but we got in the habit of buying the brightest, ugliest, tackiest, most indestructible things we could, because Mom couldn't have a trip hazard. The big dog destroyed everything. The small dog threw up on 80% of what we tried to buy for food and treats. And it was just weird what you could or couldn't have in the house. It was almost like a scientific stocking a hospital.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
Let's see. We bought an indestructible bed. It lasted about 6 hours. But it's okay because they're guaranteed to be indestructible. So they replaced it.
Bird, I don't want to know how you managed to break a bed in 6 hours. Buddy.
Not me, Sassy. Sassy. She ate through it. So they replaced it per their guarantee. But then that was it. They only guaranteed once.
Right.
So after the second time she ate through it, we were just shit out of luck.
Bird, I totally approve of your Korogan PR story on how that actually happened. That is a very good one.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. 99% will believe it.
I guess I'm the 1%.
I'm 1%.
Are you trying to say
I just
you're
think
a
there's something more interesting.
I am the 1%.
How dare you come here with the common folk?
If I was 1%, I wouldn't have a Mac.
No good.
Well, Elihu, nobody's perfect.
I know. Hey. Wait, that's right. Yeah, you're right. My hair's messed up, so I'm not perfect this morning.
All right, you're not gonna appear this morning because you're okay.
My hair's always messed up.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Here we go. I haven't done this in a while.
No cousinette. I just washed my hair yesterday. I can't do the cousinette right now.
I should do that next time I walk in. Next time somebody tells me to wear a mask.
Oh. Well, my local store just lost their minds, and I told them that they had lost their minds in a polite way. And so I go in, and I'm having some nausea, which is self-limiting, okay? But I reached a point where I had to buy something and eat it, not necessarily hungry. So I have a can of soup and some frozen bean burritos or something, and I found something that was 50 cents, and that should be 54 cents. But they want to ring it up as $1.61. The cashier even goes over and tells me it's 54 cents, but she has to charge me $1.61 because the computer says so. And I said, I know there's someone in this store that can change the price or take it off. And she just looks at me like I have talked about quantum physics and how wormholes work. And then she's like,
don't make the wormholes around LDG.
I don't know. Anyway, so the cashier calls over the manager, and the manager tells me that she cannot take something off my ticket.
What?
So I have never heard this. I'm 57, and we are reaching a level of stupidity on this planet that I've never seen before. I'm 57. So I'm standing there with both feet on the floor, and I'm not moving, and there are 10 people behind me. And I say, I know that people can take an item off the ticket. I mean, I've seen it before. And you don't run the store without a manager. And I'm using my polite, girly, perky, but persistent voice. Perky, polite, persistent. And oh no, they cannot take it off. So somebody behind in the line says, I will give her money. And so they take 61 cents from someone else, and they take and they keep my dollar. Now I'm sorry, I might give you $10, but you try to take away a bubblegum wrapper I like the color of, I might fight you for it. Or if I think it's mine. You know? So anyways, so they keep my dollar. And they actually owe me 41 cents, but instead they keep that 41 cents and they take 61 cents from someone else. And I am highly irate, but I'm calm on the outside. And so finally I say, oh, right, you know what? You overcharged me for this thing. And if I'm going to buy this type of thing, I want to buy it from someone who can do math, from someone who likes customers and can actually ring things up for the proper price. So I'm gifting this to you, which I'm allowed to do because I paid for it and I have the receipt in my hand. And as I pull it out of the bag busts. And then I say, and I need a new bag. And they stand there for 60 seconds staring at me, doing nothing.
I got one
stupidest
for
people
you.
I've ever met.
Aislinn, I got one for you after you're done.
Okay. So anyways, I go back to the store the next day, and I am demanding my 41-cent refund, and I am demanding that they file a 61-cent refund for anonymous. And I call up the food stamp office, and I make it very clear the next time I go to that store that if you can't take items off, that's a bad thing, because food stamp certification has been removed for less than that. But the whole point, I think, was to embarrass me, because the people far back in the line did not know what the dealio was. May have thought I was just a broke person. You know, maybe standing there wobbling like a drunk because I was nauseous. Maybe the point was to humiliate me. Why in the world do you say I can't take something off this ticket?
Be glad you're not at the farmers market here in San Francisco. The one main
tell me about it.
The one famous market by City Hall, they take EBT food stamps as regular as cash, right? It's like, yeah, people can actually buy fresh produce. Here's the thing: you got to change in for chips. If something costs 40 cents, you do not get change. Something costs 80 cents, you do not get change back. They round it up. Yeah. People get ripped off. Food stamp people get ripped off, and they shop at the farmers market.
If they're going to do that, they need to have some penny candy or something to give out as change. Now, not everybody would like the penny candy, but that would at least be something that looks fair.
I don't think people are young enough here to remember what penny candy is.
Right, and it's not a penny anymore, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I remember penny candies.
I remember penny candy.
Well, they were losing out on the sales tax. That's why they didn't like it.
So I noticed you, Eastland, you said you did yours in your polite voice. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't have a polite voice, so my incident was a little more hostile.
I want to hear
I
about
know, it's a fucking shocker for everybody here. So
No,
I'm
I want
at
to hear.
so I'm in Illinois. This is when I was in Illinois in April before COVID. I was helping my daughter move into her new apartment. And I'm like, okay, we finish up some stuff. We go to, I don't remember, it's probably Walmart, but I was going in, I was getting some beer and a couple other things. We were picking up some stuff, so I figured I'd just grab some beer from here, call it a day, no big deal. So I got some beer, a couple other things. I'm scanning through. The old lady asked me for my ID. I'm like, here you go. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. This is what pissed me off. She literally said, I need to see her ID. I looked dead at her and I said, why? She goes, I need to see her ID. I said, why the fuck do you need to see her ID? I'm the one paying. I go, they were like, well, we need to make sure she's 21. I said, she's my fucking daughter. I can tell you right now, she ain't fucking 21. She's 19. She didn't bring her ID because she has no reason to. I'm paying for it. I'm well over the age of 21. And this lady, I think I scared the shit out of her. I don't think she expected that from me because her manager just walked up. I could see her manager walking up, and the manager's like, what's the problem? I'm like, why the fuck do you need to see my 19-year-old daughter's ID when I'm buying liquor? I said, do you do this to people who have 10-year-old kids? Do you check the 10-year-old kid's ID? And the lady was just like, the manager was like, just let me see your ID. Showed my ID. She's like, okay, you're good to go, sir. I'm like, thank you.
That's the most insane thing I've ever heard.
I know.
My 42 years of life. That's insane.
I mean, it would have been one thing if my daughter had picked it up or something and was trying to pay for it. But no, I'm the one paying for it.
It doesn't matter. You can buy beer and your 8-year-old can say, can I have picked that up for you?
Mm-hmm. That's right. They can't. And I understand that.
No, I mean, the kid could like say, you know, if you're trying to shove it, the kid can touch it is my point.
No, actually,
you supervising
here
the kid can touch it.
Yeah, they can't.
Okay.
Yeah, my kids cannot. My kids are no. When you go to a store and you buy alcohol, like when I go to the gas station, my kids will sometimes try to pick up the bag, and the lady will cashier will say, "You can't pick up that bag." Right. And even I'll tell the kids like, "You can't pick up that bag. That bag has the beer in it."
Yeah, I understand that part.
Yeah, I understand that part completely. Yeah. I totally am fine with that.
But it's having somebody with you when you're buying alcohol. I'm like, I'm the one paying for this. What the hell's the? Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That's frustration.
We had a stupid paper bag rule. It didn't help nobody, no way, no how, but it had to be in a paper bag.
Well, the whole thing was, the whole thing with it was I had just been all day with my daughter. We had just been running around helping put her stuff together. I've got my 2 other children at her apartment. They're fine and everything. So, but I'm like, I'm ready to get home. I'm ready to help my daughter cook dinner, get stuff done. And you're gonna jerk me around over my daughter having an ID when I'm the fucker paying for it? No.
Dude, here's a twist for you. If you were $1 short and you got $1 from your 19-year-old daughter for the beer, you can still not buy alcohol.
Yep, I know that. Yeah, I do know that one.
Yeah.
If she handed me money to pay for the alcohol and I didn't have the money, they wouldn't be allowed to sell it to me because she gave me money.
Exactly, like $1 short or something. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
I think I actually scared some people into quitting.
That's why you make sure you have the change beforehand, or if you're going to borrow money from your daughter or one of your kids to do that, you do it before you go in.
Yeah, do it in the car or outside the store.
Yeah, do it in the car.
I don't know. Just use good sense. Really. That's what we need to do.
That's funny.
I agree.
I wonder if this montage I tried turned out good. I'll have to see it.
What's that?
Trying to put a new montage together. Trying to work with video instead of doing the slides the way I've been doing, but I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Slides? You mean like PowerPoint?
Yeah, I made a montage. I've done a few montages through PowerPoint slides, and they look good, but I'm trying to work on getting some video. But I don't know if that's going to be good for. I don't know if that's going to work good enough today where I'm going to have some done, or if it's going to be more like next week. I just kind of got the itch since I updated the banner and did some changes on the YouTube.
Yeah, I use Keynote, which is the Mac version of PowerPoint.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
That blows.
Because he's got a Mac.
Mac, I know.
He's got a Mac.
You know, oh, by the way, I actually had an actual good idea yesterday. Go figure. Why spend $300 on an electric scooter when I get one half off next Friday?
All right.
That's if you can get one.
Yeah, the hottest thing right now is PS5. Everybody's looking for scooters. They're looking for PlayStation. So scooters should be easy to get Friday.
Oh, shit, that's right.
And they only have 3 in the store.
That's right. It is Black Friday. I got to make sure I stay in the house.
Now, I know exactly where I'm going for Black Friday. I'm going all the way down to Walmart.
At what, 3 in the morning? What, midnight?
No. Around 10 o'clock in the morning. Why so late? Because we're on a curfew. Things are locked down. People are not gathering that well. And people are too afraid to gather. So Black Friday is going to be like very separately apart. Easy to get into the stores. That's my prediction. Yeah, I mean, if you catch the bus here, you'll see people wait for an empty bus. They don't crowd the buses anymore.
It's got to put a damper on the economy, on the transportation economy.
It does. It does because.
I was going to say this. Don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, they had
Elon Musk. Oh, sorry.
They had to cancel like 23 routes. 2 of them were major routes throughout the city. People complained, so they brought back one of those routes with limited services.
Oh, don't you just love government-supported transportation based on your tax dollars?
This is why I want an electric scooter.
The city used to run bus service badly, but they ran it to get the federal grant. But they weren't going to run it well, and they weren't going to spend any more nickels on it than they had to. And you could go to a bus stop and any time of day have about an equal chance of catching a bus. It was bad. Elon Musk took 4 COVID tests. 2 were positive, 2 were negative. Now, I don't know if that's true. I have to put that under the category. I read it.
He did take 4 tests. 2 were positive, 1 was positive, negative, positive, negative.
Okay, right. So I've had 3
2 negatives
tests.
equal a negative, 2 positives equal a negative, so he's negative. I mean, if I remember how it works.
And they're all negative. What does that mean the real result is?
Well, doctors will tell you that if you test positive, they will test you again no matter what to make sure it's not positive. If it comes out negative, okay, they'll wait 2 weeks and test you again to see if it comes out negative or positive. If it comes out positive, then they'll give you then they'll put you in the hospital to do a little stuff. Then they'll give you a little back tracing. Test negative again, okay, you're negative. This is how it's been working here. If Elon Musk got positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, or positive, negative, negative, then what's the point? If he got negative the 3rd time, then he doesn't have it. If he got positive the 3rd time, he needs to stay away from people.
What's negative 2 plus 2? Come on.
Are you talking about before COVID or because of COVID?
0. The answer is 0.
Come on, I break you like a toothpick.
The answer is 0.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Feel the hole. And negative times a negative equals a positive.
Yeah, kind of like trying to divide into 0, okay? That's hard to do.
I love that movie. I actually watched that movie a few months back. Again.
Okay, we may not want to go into that Biden thing, okay? So I'm just pretending like I didn't hear that word.
What?
What are you talking about?
I don't know the rules of this place. I heard a word. And I think it sounded like Biden. But are we allowed to do that? I was
talking about the movie Stand and Deliver.
Oh, okay.
Everybody say Biden?
No, I said
misheard.
She might have misheard me when I was doing that. I break you like a toothpick.
Oh,
that was it.
Okay, that's what. Yeah.
No, I was doing a quote from the movie Stand and Deliver.
Oh, wait. But I have something equally controversial. Equally controversial, I think. Okay, I have a confession to make. I like Will Wheaton. I like to read his writing. He's got a website. He writes beautifully. I like Moffat's writing. Okay? Now, there are people who write and their political views may be wackazoid, you know, but they may write beautiful stories. And I loved Will Wheaton's Tabletop. Anybody ever see that? Interested in that type of thing?
I have not seen his shows since
That's fine. Okay, but he was one of the better people to be like introducing these intricate games, which are not fun until you understand the intricacies. And you know, that's fun. And he had, I don't know if anyone remembers it, way back when sci-fi remembered how to spell sci-fi, they briefly let Will Wheaton have a show on this network. And his promos were funny as could be. Sci-fi doesn't know what they got into. We have a show. They said I could do whatever I wanted to. This may not last long, but let's have fun while it's going. I mean, funny. Yeah. That's what his promos looked like. You know, it was really funny. So, I mean, you know, I kind of like that. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like he grew up on set and his family was depending on the money. And at one point he didn't really want to be in acting, but the whole family was depending on the income. He suffered from depression. Now, I know. But I mean, you know, overall, I look at him, I read his stuff. I don't agree with everything. I've got local friends I don't agree with, you know, half and 80% of what they do.
Hey guys,
still find something to like about them.
Sorry to interrupt. I got somebody who popped in my private StreamYard, needs some help. I gotta pop out for a minute because I can't hear 2 StreamYards at the same time.
Right.
All right, take care, LDG.
I might pop back in. Take care, guys.
That was the end of my point.
Oh, MB Geek.
Yo.
What did you think of Animaniacs?
So far, quite enjoying it. I've gotten up to episode 5.
You like the little comment I sent you?
Yeah, I did. I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to it. Did the comedy stay good?
Yes, it did.
Awesome.
What episode are you on now?
I think I'm on episode 5. I watched episode 4 yesterday, and then I spent a lot of time on different streams did my own stream, and then I think later on I was so tired I was just like I went to bed. So I'm about halfway through the season.
Well, the Animaniacs pulled the Simpsons.
Oh, they did?
Yep, I even tweeted about it.
How come I didn't see that? That's weird.
They pulled the Simpsons. You see what I mean when you look at my tweets?
Let me pull that up because I know I'm following you.
Oh crap! That's what that shadow is.
Yeah, I'm the guy lurking in the background.
Well, I thought only Scott Grimes actually follows me. Jeez.
Hey, if you got Scott Grimes following you, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Scott's funny.
Yeah, and he's got a smoking hot wife.
That's his best friend. Don't talk bad about his best friend.
Hey, she's still hot. I'm just stating a fact here.
Are you on my Twitter?
I can't help it. I like good-looking women. I don't know. I know it's a very controversial thing now to say you like an attractive woman.
I know. Okay, I just put my glasses on and I just read something odd from Carlos's comment up here. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, I did read that wrong. Whoa. I actually read BirdOPrey Sunday. BirdOPrey 5 might eat the out-of-date sperm MomOPrey saved for him when he was previous Futurama. I'm like, what? Sorry, I read the word spam as sperm. I'm like, what the? Oh, yeah. Okay, glasses. That helps. Out-of-date sperm. You You can't find my post, can you, huh? Just click on my post, go to media, and scroll down.
Oh, media. Got it.
Yeah.
I didn't know which one it was. Tweets, replies. I like the bag over the head thing.
Yeah, that's for Joseph Beloze.
Oh, I see what you mean.
They pulled the Simpsons. And why does it say 2017? Because of a prenup.
That's pretty good.
I know. I like that. I had to.
You see, I know there were people probably waiting for me to start. I know there were some people probably expecting me to get all pissy because of, the whole Cyclops Trump thing. But I was like, dude, they were making fun of Bill Clinton, Saddam Hussein, and just about anybody else back in the 90s. They are not doing anything different than they didn't do back then.
Did you see the? Oh, you haven't seen the ears they drew on Obama yet. Never mind.
Oh, they give him the big ears.
Yes, they did.
Oh yeah.
They troll everybody.
I love that show because they are going to do the most fun stuff that everybody was joking about.
I'm referring to the episode of that screenshot, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get. I dropped Twitter off. Nah, screw it.
Told you, Saturday morning cartoons. What's I was watching?
Yeah. God, remember when we actually had that?
Yeah, it was advertised cereal and toys.
Yeah, I noticed one thing you don't. Hey, what don't you see in a Walmart now that you used to see all the time? It's called Star Trek and Star Wars toys.
I was going to say.
And no, I don't mean the Lego ones.
I was going to say sane people.
You used to see sane people at a Walmart?
Yeah.
What Walmart?
Spray cans of Lysol disinfectant.
Or people actually wearing form-fitting clothes.
Hey, there's a reason I spend most of my time in sweatpants now.
Wally World. I used to work at a Walmart.
I wish we could get a Target here.
Yeah. There's a Target 4 blocks from my house.
Well, the nearest Target for me is a freaking hour away. So when we go to it in Columbia, we make an event of it.
Everything is basically in walking distance from where I live. I got a couple donut shops, a couple stores. I got 2 grocery stores. I got a Target. I got a couple restaurants. Everything's really close by.
Cool.
Too bad he can't leave his house.
Exactly.
The closest dispensary is 6 blocks away from me.
So do you have to low crawl to the dispensary now?
Do I have to what?
Do you have to go out at night in camo, low crawling to the dispensary so the secret police don't catch you?
No, I just called and ordered online.
Because everything's cooler online.
Yeah, if I go to the dispensary, I will order online, then pick it up there. It's a lot easier. The what?
It's nothing. Sorry, I was thinking out loud about something. Okay.
Got a headache now?
Okay, honey.
No, Madam Geek is clearing the smoke from the room.
Someone was
She's
talking about the
leaving me.
new stand. Someone was excited about it. I wasn't, but is anybody here excited about the new stand? Stephen King thing?
Ezra Miller as Trash Can Man? Yeah.
Okay.
I love the guy who played Trash in the old '90s one. That was the
Fuhrer.
same guy who played Max Headroom.
Matt Fuhrer.
Yeah. Who would have thought he could play such a crazy, freaked out dude?
I mean, you got Whoopi Goldberg as Mother Abigail.
I think that's a good choice. I may not like her personally, but I think it's a good choice.
No Gary Sinise.
Yeah, no. Who is playing East Texas?
Oh shit, I forgot. Hang on, let me pull this up real fast. It is. Where's IMDb? Yeah, okay. I'll go to IMDb. Hell, a lot easier.
Yeah.
Let's see. Whoopi Goldberg. James Marsden is playing Stu.
Okay.
East Texas.
Who's playing? Oh God. The singer. Now I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Oh, Lloyd?
No, not Lloyd. No, was it Lloyd? Oh, shit. I need to look this up now. Because I know who I'm talking about. M-O-O-N, that spells moon.
Oh, him. Oh, shit.
Well, him too.
Tom Cullen.
Oh, Tom Cullen. Yeah.
Brad.
Yeah, Tom Cullen there. Okay, so he's playing. Oh no, I'm sorry. Larry Underwood is who I was thinking of.
Oh, Larry, that's Jovan Adepo.
Well, they're gonna have an interest. Well, I guess they're gonna have one amount of dialogue we're not gonna hear. I think you know what dialogue I'm talking about.
I'm not going to repeat that, okay? I'm awake.
There's gonna be some dialogue that they won't be able to use. Well, I mean, no. Simply put, when you're talking about it, is Larry Underwood in the book is a singer and he's an artist and he has that big hit, "Baby, Can You Dig Your Man?" And they constantly point out the fact that he sounds black on there.
Yeah.
I said, well, you're not going to be able to do that with this guy because, well, kind of going to fit.
Baby, can you dig your man?
He's a righteous man.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
I may have read the book once or twice.
Heather Graham is in this, and Greg Kinnear. Oh my gosh.
Who's playing Redmond's future wife? Who's playing? I like the guy who's playing Randall Flagg.
Yeah, Alexander. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going on the fact that his name is Skarsgård, and that family's got some acting chops.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Okay, I admit I have dubious taste, but I never saw any attraction in The Stand. Okay, I watched the miniseries. I read the whole book. I read the complete book that was published after the first book. There was a guy that said that it was very profound and deep and interesting, and I didn't get it. So I just totally missed it, whatever there was in it.
It was basically a spiritual book.
It was.
Stephen King wrote a spiritual book.
Yes, he did.
I'm not believing that, but that's okay. And that, it's fine. I'm going to say it's a personal taste thing. Eastland is weird. Eastland didn't like it. That it has a lot of appeal to normal people and most people. I'll just agree.
Well, at the time this came out, it was perfect for me, the Stan TV series, because I was going through a huge Stephen King phase back in the 90s. I mean, I read just about every Stephen King book I could get my hands on back then. I think the only one I didn't get to of those classic eras was Needful Things.
Stephen King liked one of my posts once. He made some kind of comment, a tweet about my writing is like too long, too much. Are you guys sick and tired of me? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I look forward to the ending of your books, but not Richard Bachman's.
I love Richard Bachman. I do, and I love Cleve Barker.
You like that post?
Okay. Well, in the 50s, they got paid by the word.
No, Richard Bachman was the pen name for Stephen King when he wrote Running Man and
I made a mistake then.
What was the other one? He did the Running Man. Didn't he also do
Stand By Me?
Stand By Me.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Yes.
Great fucking movie. One of the best.
Will Wheaton was the fat kid.
No, I thought that was no.
Will Wheaton was not the fat kid.
That was the guy who played in Sliders.
Oh, that's right. Shit, I can't remember his name now. He has another brother that acts.
Yeah, I know. Now I can't remember his name.
Married to Rebecca Ramon Stamos. He does the voice of the first officer in Lower Decks. I can't remember his name right now. Shit.
I put a spell on you. You can't. Don't want anyone to look smarter than me right now.
Please don't bet Midler me.
No, I put a spell on you. You're having trouble remembering names. None of you will sound smarter than me.
Don't bet Midler him.
I put a spell on you.
And now you're mine.
Come on, class.
No, you just can't remember names better than me.
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, there it is, Jerry O'Connell.
I didn't even have to look that up. I'm actually standing up right now.
Oh, you got some oxygen going to your brain.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to Donut Shop.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he played that. Yeah, great movie. One of one of Russell's earlier movies too. Or the guy who played in 24.
I'm not sure. Be right back. I need to see Jaloja.
No, I can't remember names. Well, I never was good at that anyway.
Are you denying my power? I put a spell on you. That's why you can't remember names.
Well, that'd be fine if it wasn't for the fact that I've had that problem long before I've ever heard of you. So yeah, I'm sorry, you're not
That's
going to be
okay.
able
That's
to
okay.
take it.
I'm trying to appropriate credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I was having trouble with that. Who's playing Franny?
No, there was this guy named Jared, and he went to our college, and he just thought it was the most profound thing ever. I don't know. I won't exaggerate it, but it almost sounded like the Bible and Stephen King's Stand, and these were the two greatest books ever written. And it was like, oh my gosh. But that was, decades ago. Boom. I'm 57. So. But now I like Firefly, see. I like that writing. Anyways, but I don't think you can recreate that.
I have no idea who this Odysseia Young is. So she's the one playing Franny in the new Stand. I was just curious.
I hope they're not serious about starting a new Blake 7. I just don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, it's probably going to happen. I didn't actually get into Blake 7. I tried. I watched the first episode, and I was kind of, this ain't me. This ain't for me.
The first 4 are a very slow burn.
Are you talking
about? They
do
way more setup than they need.
Are you talking about NOS 707?
Blake 7.
Oh, I was talking about NOS. Sorry.
Yeah, I tried to watch Blake 7 after hearing some people talk about it, and I was like, this ain't for me.
Never heard of it.
You will know if it's for you. You will know if it's for you. It will just thrill you, or it will turn you off.
Yeah, I was the latter. I wasn't interested in it. But that's okay.
But I can still tease you about it. Like, how can you resist having a control room with a couch in it? They've got a couch in the control room. The cockpit has a couch in it.
Oh, by the way, you guys know that Bird of Prey 5 does fall asleep on stream, but never on camera. Are you awake, Bird?
Don't wake him up. Don't wake him up.
Well, remember, he said he was listening to Anti-Trekker.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just checking.
Right.
Just checking.
I know. That's why I said you guys can stay here, chat.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta sit down with the wife after she gets all the stuff printed out and go over our school lessons for next week. We're only doing 3 days. We're gonna take Thursday, Friday off.
This is funny. My sister is in charge of my great nephew's schooling, and they keep starting up school, and then they keep bouncing them out for 3 weeks.
Well, I'm a homeschooler, so
I know, but I don't know how much people are learning this year in Mississippi with all these.
I can tell you this: I know a lot of parents who've been dealing with this, and I'm on several homeschool pages on Facebook, and yeah, there's a lot of chatter going. There's a lot of parents that are unhappy because, well, one, it keeps getting flip-flopped. 2, you're having these virtual schools where they are literally trying to tell these parents, it's like, and it depends on what school you're going to, obviously, but we've had things where kids have been they suspend them from virtual school because they were wearing pajamas.
Oh man, that's stupid.
One kid was suspended because he was holding a Nerf gun during the class. No, I'm not fucking joking. I don't make this shit up, guys. This is too stupid. This is too stupid for me to make up.
I
And
agree.
they
I
have
did not
various
make it
rules.
up.
They're like, they have rules. It's like, they're saying you got to have a camera on. Well, what if the parent doesn't want their kid's picture shown and their house and the back of their house shown or a part of their house shown?
There's practically no security for these improvised schools now. I mean, seriously, a lot of these were set up really fast with no security whatsoever.
No, I got
Am
one
I
better
correct?
for you, Eastland. Yeah, I believe that 100% because I'm an IT
I'm
guy.
guessing. I'm thinking while I'm guessing.
No, I'm an IT guy. Let me tell you something. When I went up to my kid's school some 2 years ago, I think it was. I think it was about a year or two ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago because it was before I pulled my kids out and started homeschooling them. I went up to the school. They gave these kids these little Google Chromebooks to do work on. And they called me up and said, hey, I had to go up there. They were like, yeah, your son was watching YouTube. He was watching this. He was going on this. I'm like, why is he as a student able to access these websites? I said, don't you guys have security to block those ports or those IPs? I mean, don't you have an IT security? I'm like, are you saying that these kids can go to any website they want to? She goes, well, yeah, pretty much. I went down to the school
They
district and I
misspell
said,
something, they're bringing up porn. Am I wrong? They misspell something on a Google search and the kids will be bringing up porn.
Yeah, do not go to whitehouse.com.
Yeah, well, everybody knows that one now.
Well, almost every misspelling has some porn that comes up with it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is they have no filter. They have no blockers. They have no security. It's literally it's literally just like going to basically your fucking basic computer right now. Unless you put your restrictions in, you're pretty much open unless, you know what you're doing. And then I was kind of like, I went down, I said, I need to talk to someone in this district. I was like, how the hell is it you guys don't have security on these books? They go, well, we have logins and passwords. I said, you have students logging in with the same access as the teacher. I said, it makes me wonder if they have the same, if there's a kid smart enough, and I know there's going to be a few out there that are going to figure out, I have the ability to be an admin. And you're going to find smart kids. It's like, hey, we've got full access here.
No. We ran off the smart kids. We're not worried about it.
You're too smart.
Well, let me put it to you this way, and I am not suggesting anyone do this, but there are kids who would take advantage of that and lock down the system.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It can be done. I've seen it done. Oh, well, let me rephrase that. I haven't seen it done like that.
Because you said that, they actually fixed it in the district.
Oh, did they?
Because I was asking the kids.
Oh, shoot. Wait. Okay. Tell me this, honey. Okay. Apparently, there's some news. My wife's telling me about my little.
When we had all the friends over here, I was asking them, and one of the kids said they don't have access. They can only have access to what the teacher tells them to have access to.
Oh,
so they actually fixed it.
So somebody actually listened to the IT guy.
Wow.
Well, it makes sense. You have thousands of kids have access to internet. Duh.
Holy
I think
shit!
they're just throwing busy work at some of these kids.
Oh man, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that one.
You always do.
No, I think they are literally doing mimeograph busy worksheets like I had in the 80s, just before getting out of high school, and like all the kids had these mimeograph sheets. And I think they're just getting people to print them out of their own little machines. And that's what I'm seeing the kids do. They're just doing a whole lot of busy work.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, oh my gosh,
I
think it's a lost year.
I know one thing that was kind of annoying with the whole thing is one thing I'm noticing with a lot of parents' feedback we're seeing is a lot of these parents who are dealing with this hybrid stuff are now starting to wonder, why is my kid spending 8 hours in class?
Hey guys, did you read the chat? Jedi Bill
Yeah.
is starting a morning blend, but I don't see a link on his page yet for it.
Jedi Bill has something on, but it's not on.
He's starting a morning blend, but I don't see any video scheduled yet for him for right now.
Hold on.
Okay, I don't know.
Look.
I got no notification. I'm on his page. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I'm
No.
looking.
I just DM'd
I'm not
him.
counting on notifications anymore. I'm going down and hunting it down.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Like
Yeah,
it's 1999 internet.
suck.
I'm hunting it down, except I don't have to do backslash and dumb punctuation.
I got a mute loud coffee pot.
Exactly.
Guess what? It's not even showing on here that BirdOPrey5 is active.
Oh, it is on here.
Yeah, it is on mine.
It is not on mine. I'm showing subscriptions. I'm only showing Anti-Trekker live.
Refresh.
I did refresh.
Showing, something I don't even subscribe to. Church life. Meditation music.
It's weird. It's okay. So check this out. Now check this out. It's not showing here, but then it's popping up on the right-hand side.
Oh.
Okay.
I click my little tabs on the left-hand side of the page, and there's my volcano. There's NASA. There's bird. There's AT. There's my painted dog. Yeah, I see them. I see you guys. I see everybody.
No, I see everybody. It's just weird when I looked over there. It's like on that left-hand side where it shows you everything. It's not showing me that he's actually streaming.
YouTube is
except then I go on the side over here and it is showing me he's streaming.
Hey, YouTube is weird. They label NASA POT, P-O-T sometimes.
Okay.
They label what?
I took a screenshot of it one time. I'm on the official NASA YouTube page, and it says P-O-T instead of NASA.
Just remember, this is the BirdOPrey5X channel, not BirdOPrey5 channel.
Correct.
Oh, BirdOPrey triple X channel. Okay.
Hey, Darren.
See, we're private hidden, not truly private.
Well, I'm showing BirdOPrey5X on. Yeah. Ow. So
Hey,
maybe you're not subscribed to the X channel.
I guess not. I didn't know there was an X channel. Guess I wasn't paying attention. I know, big shocker there.
Triple X, boom, chicky bow wow.
Well, you found us.
Well, I did.
He probably bounced in by accident. Didn't know that this was the building he was getting in. It's okay.
No, I knew exactly where I was going. No, I know exactly where BirdOPrey was going because I saw it pop up on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Listen, Elihu, it's not triple X. He's two times. He's +2. It's 5X.
I know that.
Okay. It's 2
plus it's really hardcore. It's really hard.
It looks like he's gotten a little COVID belly.
Triple X.
COVID
hey, are all the
belly.
kids that are going to be born over the next few years going to be called the COVID generation COVID?
Yep.
Generation C.
It won't be like the New York blackout.
Actually, birth rates have been very low this year. 9 months ago, they tracked it back. It's like, hey, when things started 9 months ago, people should be having a baby boom right now. Nope, it's not happening. People are afraid to touch each other.
It will be happening.
They're afraid of the cost if they have good sense. You know, the responsible ones are thinking, oh my gosh, you know, we need to tighten up. We need to prevent preventable expenses. I don't know.
Toilet paper.
I know this much. I will be having a grandchild that will be getting born in June.
Okay.
Quarantines. I like that.
That's a good one, Darren.
I'm gonna use that I'm gonna use that at some point.
Yeah, it's a quarantine baby. They always made fun of my father. They said he came just in time to keep his daddy out of World War II.
Yeah.
My father was in World War II.
All the people who know if that was a joke or a joke that was true are dead now.
Woo.
So.
Never.
I don't know.
Not a clue.
Well, they used to tell these wild stories. Now, you have to remember where I come from. I live south of the Mississippi Delta, where all that music came from. And then it went to other places.
And then the music
But the Mississippi Blues, well, they claim that the Mississippi Blues You had very talented people leaving a poverty area, and they were infusing other areas with, Kansas City blues and, St. Louis blues and different things. Okay. I hope I don't lose my thought and just go. Oh, anyways, but Faulkner lived here. Eudora Wellesley lived here. People tell stories. Before we had butterbean shellers and things like this, we would sit around and we would prepare our veggies. And it was like, even if it was slightly cheaper than the store, that was something we had control over if they suddenly raised the prices. But my point here is that they would tell the wildest stories, and the wilder ones were the true ones. And that's the end of it. I'm sorry. I don't have the timing for good jokes.
Tales, strange but true.
Yes. But I mean, seriously. So you would hear 7 stories, and the 2 wildest ones were probably true.
That's kind of like the old TV show To Tell the Truth.
So.
Okay, guys, I'm going to take off. I'm going to run to the pastry little donut shop.
I'll have fun.
All right. Now
something good for me.
I'm picking up a blueberry muffin or a scone. I haven't decided yet until I get there.
Cool.
I wear my headphones. Okay. Later, guys. I'll be back.
Later,
Eli. I think I'll go get my second cup of coffee real quick.
Oh yeah.
All right. He started blends in 6 minutes, guys.
Cool.
It was Jedi was funny. He was trying to tell me he's trying to hook him up on. I guess he's going somewhere for the next couple of days.
Yeah, he's going to his parents.
Yeah, so he wanted to know if he was okay with his internet, and I'm like, yeah, just make sure you bring your wire. And he goes, he unplugs his wire to show me while he's online. It kicks him off. He unplugged the wire while you're on. Hello? His screen just freezes. And I'm like, Jedi, did you unplug your wire? Comes back on with the wire in his hand. I'm like, Jedi, you can't do that.
Did you apologize and say, "Hey, I was making a joke that wasn't funny"? Did you do that?
Ooh,
I mean, did you say that after that? Please.
No, I didn't tell him to unplug his wire.
No, he said to take it with him.
Yeah, I told him to take the wire with him when he goes, so just in case his father doesn't have a wire. And he agrees. And I guess he was like, this wire, and he goes to unplug it, but all I saw was like his screen freeze, and I'm like, Jedi, you there? Jedi.
Okay, I have learned everybody has some area of ignorance. And otherwise intelligent people, they have this weak spot where they are just total idiots. I mean, I've never found somebody that didn't have a spot like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe there are some, but not that I
Achilles heel.
I don't know. It's just
anyways,
like, oh my gosh.
He came back and he's like, I was like, yeah, Jedi. Yes, that wire. Bring that wire, Jedi.
Okay.
Yes. So he's fine. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. I was just laughing my ass off for a minute because that was just so funny.
Well, I didn't have a lot of internet experience, but I was on a little platform called Discus. And they had a few really small, nice communities there. And the platform was really bad. But for a while, it was fun. And of course, what happened everywhere, the divisiveness, you had people coming in and they were trying to take over a channel that was the opposite of what they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turned it into an echo channel, and it would either die or they would keep inviting people in who didn't know that the name wasn't representative of what it was. Like a seal clubbing? I don't know. Discus got ugly.
Yeah,
but that was a small, and I was in, and what was bad was like, it was kind of a free platform, but Parlor. I said all that as an intro. Parlor. Anybody interested? I mean, I'm kind of dumb. I just admit right off, I'm dumb. I can barely work this tablet. Okay. What about Parlor? Do you think Parlor would be something interesting, and you could like, have little groups and all that?
Parlor's gonna do the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's wash, rinse, repeat. It's just like Facebook took over MySpace and Twitter took over. I mean, it's the next one that comes out. They're gonna say one thing, do another. Then we're gonna end up in the same situation. It's like what I call the same hot dog, just different bologna.
I agree. You're promised, but you don't get it.
Yeah, until we come out with something that actually does it the right way. No, I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, you know what I'm thinking. Until they come out with something that actually freaking gives us our channel, gives us our control, gives us tools we need to do what we want to do as a community, then we're SOL. We're gonna have to bow down to whatever these websites want to focus and bow down to, make us bow down to. And Parlor is no different. Right now, Parlor is forcing people to have a cell phone. That's just right off the bat. Right off the bat, they're forcing us to have a cell phone. That's the first big no-no that they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Well, the PlayStation 5 patent that Sony was applying for, it was super vague. It's like, we want to prevent spoilers, and we're going to take all information from all possible means.
Yeah.
And prevent you from going out to certain YouTube or whatever, and you will not be able to do certain levels until you've done the other levels. And it was just like, man, you signed away everything. If you looked at that patent application, it was weird.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
They implemented the way that patent application was written.
Yeah. There's no such thing as spoilers unless it actually spoils something. That's bullshit. I actually knowing what I'm about to watch actually makes me want to watch it more, not less. So,
well, here's the other thing. What about people who don't have the money to play the game and want to actually see it?
Yeah. No, because they're forcing you to there's no money back guarantee if they play it and then ends up sucking. They're forcing you to like it or dislike it, and you have to pay to dislike it. It's bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. People should stop buying PlayStations if that's what they're doing. That's the only way to stop them. There's a legal way around all this bullshit.
They announced their plan. We don't have to go along with it.
Nope. Yep.
Is there something so beautiful?
What's the Sony thing going on here?
They're trying to control people that are YouTubing video games, or they don't like the fact that they're not making a dime for all these people playing video games online and making money, which they don't have a right to anyway. But they want to say they have a right.
Terms of service are whatever they say they are this week.
Yeah, exactly. It's ultimatums. Basically, it's an ultimatum. I don't like calling it terms of service because terms and conditions. Because if both sides don't have a say, then it's not terms and conditions. It's just an ultimatum, one-sided. That's a better fitting word.
Oh, guys, can you see my name in here?
Yes.
Okay. I'm on Gmail. My sister set me up. My sister, you can see, is very security conscious. This is my actual name. And it's gmail.com. Anyway, if you want to drop an email to me about, I'm trying to think of the most tactful way to say this. I'm seeking information on a certain subject.
Hey guys, I'm gonna head over to the morning blend.
Okay.
That work?
I just saw him. He just started. I got the first like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good, dude. You got the first like. Good.
Cool. I'll talk to y'all later, or any of you guys pop over in the blend. I guess I'll see you over there.
Will do.
I'm not seeing.
Anyways, I'm gonna be asking questions about computers. I'll think about how to formulate my question better.
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Were you trying to send me an email or something? Because I don't see anything.
No. I'm just saying, if you can read my name off the screen and add Gmail to it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my secret. Gmail, because it was set up at the. Actually, it was set up at the AT&T store just before they kicked out all the talented people. And now all they can do is they have people who can barely turn things off and on, and they say, it can't be fixed. You need to leave it with us, and you need to buy a new one. And I mean, oh my gosh, I don't believe anybody's falling. We luckily have some people, and they're from Asia, and they are honest, and they've actually looked at things, handed it back, and they said, you had your settings wrong. You don't owe us anything. Yeah. And we reach around and we give them $7.29 or whatever we have in our pockets. Okay. We're grateful. I mean, seriously, you know what I'm saying? And they go, no, we don't want your $7.29. And we're like, you need to take it. We are grateful. This is a tip. I mean, you know, so we're lucky to have that.
All right. So it's just remove the space and add gmail.com.
Yeah. And I have some questions on how to search up legal issues. And I figured that this guy who is doing IT and legal could go, hey, you bump this site, and then you just know how to spell what you want and you can find it, because there's something called picking brains, and you say, I need to know something about this, and do you? And if you keep asking randomly, you find somebody that knows more than you know, need to research something. So anyway.
Cool. All right. I sent you a test now.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I'm trying to find things out, and right now I have to lay very still and keep my joints still. Okay.
Okay.
And I just got to find interesting things to do until this rest period is over. My stomach is upset and the joints aren't working right. You know, body joints that move the body. Okay. So I feel incredibly wonderful as long as I don't move my fingers or hands. You know, I mean, it's very, if I just stay very, very still, I think, oh, I feel great. And then I go, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because when you move your elbow and your arm, you hurt. Anyways, I don't know. I'm talking too much. But anyway, so while I'm doing this, I'm researching something that needs to practically happen. And anyway, I don't know. Growing upping is just not as funny and fun as we thought it would be.
No.
You know. But I'm a dedicated person, and I just do what I can with what I've got. So.
All right, guys. I'm gonna step away for a minute, but I'm gonna swing over to the.
But I will be asking you questions about how to research things, and if you don't know, you just go, "Hey, I don't know that." That'd be great.
Oh no, I'm a total resource. Use me. That's what I'm here for.
Well, I'm just saying that there's somebody that just knows it off the top of their head, and I'll randomly bump into them just by asking people at random.
Well, if it's computer related, I'm pretty good at that part.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah,
definitely.
anytime.
Well, I've got to dig up some info and then be able to use it and say, "Oh, excuse me, that's not actually how that works." You know. Anyway. Bye.
Okie dokie. All right. Thank you. Not a problem. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bird, thanks for having me on. And Jeff and chat and everybody. I'm gonna head over to the blend. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, for sure.
Bye.
Bye. No, I mean, sometimes I'm great. I walk around a lot. I, push the exercise, and some days I can't. So today's one of those days where you lay very still and you just try to, keep your mind right.
Oh, I guess the stream ended. So, Qapla, everybody. Bird out.